Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Fri-Yay. I hope you all can hear me okay. Sorry if I blasted you with the music from that. I blasted myself. It's good to see everybody in the house. I saw that Q was the first one in, and Diva, and oh, hey, Adventure Outdoor Eagle. Oh, you're definitely, thank you. I appreciate it. Have a good night. Rest well. I know you work hard. Um, Diva came in from Diva in the Dirt, Maureen Washington, but first was in Q, who told everybody to get their beverages or whatever, the little snacky from Gardening Warrior Q. My cashew, Gazoon tight, my cashew, my girl. Of course, I'm in here. Hedgehog's Homestead, Laura, yay! Where to begin, Homestead, yay! Oh, here for a minute. I understand, girl. I get it. Let me see. I think that is about it. Oh, no, here we go. Storms, Radios, and Cats came in. Oh, yay! The gang's all here. Oh, I'm sorry, Laura, that you're like so worn out. It feels like one of those Fri-Yays. Oh, great. My phone is not recognizing me. I am going to. Oh, okay. Enjoy your time with your hubby and hopefully catch some fish. Woo woo. Hey, GT Junior. Good to see you. GT Junior grows in Alaska. Yeah. All right. I'm going to read something real quick. It's actually just the verses out of this. A Spirit of Confidence is what it's called. It's for the last day of June. And yeah, I have my eye things on. I'm having like allergy eyes tonight. It says about a spirit of confidence. My heart is confident in you, O God. That's from Psalm 57:7. But what I wanted to read was nothing is too hard for him. These are all abbreviations from the verses. Jeremiah 32:17. And nothing can overpower his love. Whatever happens, nothing will come between us. The Lord is with me. I will not be afraid. Psalm 118:6. And then the little bit that it says about fight your fears so you can step into the abundant life God has for you. Make every effort to give him your attention. Ask the Spirit to give you a strong and peaceful heart that has confidence in him. The person who trusts in the Lord will be blessed, Jeremiah wrote. The Lord will show him that he can be trusted. He will be strong, like a tree planted near water that sends its roots by a stream. It is not afraid when the days are hot. Its leaves are always green. It does not worry in a year when no rain comes. It always produces fruit. Wow, that was perfect for tonight. Put your trust in your creator and sustainer. He's at work now and he'll be at work later. I can live with courage and confidence because I'm with you. You are amazing, God. Hey, living my best life at 60. Welcome in. Welcome in. Well, I'm going to probably take off my little things and see if that helps. It might have been just something that I put on my face, I'm thinking. Maybe. But aren't these fun? This is one way, too, to help cool you down. I keep these in the fridge. And I'll use them just to, like, when I have allergy eyes or I'm too puffy because I had too much salt. I inherited that, I guess, from my mom. Passamaquoddy, what's up, girl? And I'll keep those in the fridge and just put some on. And I got them on Amazon. Oh no, I'm gonna have to unplug my cool stuff for a second. Hold on. I think this is what happened last time when John was in here. I wasn't using my little mouse. I do better with the mouse than this mouse that's attached to the mouse pad thing on the laptop. I do better with like old-fashioned mouse. Let me just do the copy and paste. Just let me see your face before you come up and we are good to go. That's the rule that I have. If you're in my side chat, you are welcome to come up. of course, if I see somebody I don't recognize or I see somebody that's going to make trouble, you ain't coming up. That's just how it is. So there's the link. Laura, if you are up to it, I know you said you're tired. You don't have to feel obligated, hon, if you're really tired. I don't have to go like for hours like I've done. You know me. Diva, you're more than welcome. We had a great time last time. Hey, Harold, what's up? Good to see you. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. I was watching your replay yesterday. If you all have a chance, check out Harold's Simpler Adventures. They do karaoke and they're having so much fun on their live, all doing karaoke. It was wonderful. And they all like encourage each other. And it's not like everybody's, or somebody's there and they're just like, doing this for a living. So it was really nice. Hey, Carolyn Lowe. Welcome, welcome. What's up,
Hello.
baby? Hello. Went back to these. I hear better with them on. I don't know though. I might project a little too much, but we'll see. We'll see. Having a little coffee, not too much.
No, I know. I was thinking about it.
It always hits though in the wrong time. I'm probably going to be like ready to wake up at 5 a.m. When it hits, but maybe not. We'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's up? I didn't get to check out. I think you put a new one up right as I was getting ready for this. A new video about it. Or no, you put one up today. I didn't get to it. It was about the chickens.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Just cleaning out the brooder. Nothing big deal.
Did you guys put any siding on that, or are you going to with the compressed? I saw the build, but I didn't get to go back and see it out.
It wasn't
update.
It wasn't finished. It's still kind of not finished, but we have the chickens in it. So
yay, good. Yeah. You do sound tired. I hope you're not getting sick. You don't sound.
No, I'm just tired.
Okay, good.
Yeah, and I just had some yogurt, so that always backs me up.
Yeah.
As far as
same
allergies.
Same. So. I'm the same way. Hey, CR, good to see you.
CR.
Oh, goody. Diva's coming up. What's up, Marie?
The sky is up.
That's right. That's right. Mama J, what's up? Mama J came in the house. Good to see you guys.
Hi, Laura. Nice to meet you.
Good. Yes. Nice to meet you too.
Thank you for introducing yourselves. I saw somebody come in at the exact moment you popped up. So with the coop, you've got all the birds you were going to put in together, right? You have a goose in there to protect them. Is that
I have 2 geese. Yeah. A turkey, 2 ducks.
Awesome.
And like 9 or 10 chickens.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wish I could have those. Maureen, do you have where you're at? Because you seem like you're also in the suburbs like me. Mm-hmm. They let you guys do like backyard chicken. You're so fortunate.
Yes. Yeah, we're allowed to have 5.
Okay.
So I have 5.
Of course. Well,
Well, Dottie, she's 3 and she doesn't lay much, so she's really a pet. So she's actually not a chicken.
Yeah.
No. Oh yeah, that's
it. They didn't say anything about the retired chickens that need to live out their life. Yeah.
Right.
No, actually, there's a lot of people, like even in the inner part of the city of Victoria, like I've seen people they'll have 10 chickens, in their backyard, and so we just can't have roosters.
Yeah, I was going to say, do they have a rooster rule? See, we can't have any.
In Oregon, I had chickens too. Ducks.
You had like turkeys in your backyard.
Turkeys. Meat birds.
It's just a bigger chicken. That's what I thought it was, sir.
It's just Thanksgiving going. It's
just a Thanksgiving chicken.
I'm hoping to get some meat birds, because I only have to have them, for about 3 months, and so I'd like to try to get 5 meat birds because I just did my second session of processing, and it's like I know how to dress a chicken.
Wow,
I was pretty proud.
Good.
Well, you were taking a class, you mean?
No, I just met a woman, like she's like her birds in 3 months get to be 10 pounds. They're massive. Like I can feed my family for days on one chicken.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Cornish cross.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, well, they kept saying it's a hybrid. They didn't quite say that it so I think it is
Well, there's all kinds of different kinds of Cornish cross, the
Yeah.
princes and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, because I think I've seen some Cornish crosses. They'll only be like 7-8 pounds, but
Mm-hmm.
theirs are huge. And so I've
There's the broilers, and then there's the heavyweights, and then there's the it gets complicated now.
yeah. And so I just thought when I met her to buy one of the chickens, because we buy them out of a van, kind of thing.
Mhm.
It's like, hey, want to buy a chicken? And I just thought, I said, so do you ever have people come and help? And she says, no, why? And I said, well, because I want to learn. Could I come? And so she said,
Yeah, sure.
absolutely. So anyway, that's where we ended up. I ended up going in March. It was really cold. And then I knew they were doing another processing in June. So we went last week and we helped process about 100 birds. They do it over 2 days. So
Yeah, that's great.
they'll do 200 birds, but we didn't go the second day.
It's a good way to get it down.
Yeah.
Do that many. Yeah.
Yes, and she's a, like, what I would call, she's a master dresser. Like she said, there was one company that actually headhunted her to go,
Wow.
we need you to come. And her technique, like I've watched other people, her technique is really good, and she's super patient and super calm. So it's like she'll even go, like, as I'm doing something, she'll go, okay, put the knife down. Now we're going to turn the bird. It's like, don't be wheeling around this sharp
She's looking
knife
out for your safety while you're doing it.
really observant. And so I brought my oldest Cadult along with me, and we had a fabulous time. Like, it was like, yes, it was long, but super energizing, because you're just processing and you're finding out and understanding the innards of the chicken. So
Right.
so I told her next batch that she orders, if there is enough, if she could order me 5, and then I could, hide them in the backyard.
Yeah.
They kind of come and
chicken
go.
tractor.
They just, chicken tractor over to the neighbor and
Yeah.
then back again.
Yeah. So Lord, my one question is can I mix my, like, because I would get them as chicks. Can I mix the broilers with the layers?
You can, but I don't recommend it, because they have different feed.
Right.
Yeah, they're on grower food, and that's not good for your other chickens.
No, and of course they'll like the grower feed much better than their own.
Yes.
Like, it's tasty.
Of course. Just like we would like certain things like that.
They are messy to raise, so you don't really want them around your other chickens. So.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I do have what I call my chicken hospital, and I think I could put them in there, only for 3 months, in the early fall. So I think it should be okay.
Yeah.
It's not big.
Right.
But they have theirs. They just have theirs in a barn, and they just open up the doors in the morning, and the chickens come out a little bit, and they'll get into the sun, and then they'll go back. Like, they, especially the bigger they get, they don't go very far.
No, they don't.
No, it was as they were, when I was first seeing them, I was walking over, and they're like, oh dear, that lady's gonna get me. I better get up and I've got to get away. It takes about 5 minutes for it just turn around.
That's why it's good to put them in like a chicken tractor, because it is actually good for them to move, because so many of them, especially in the end, can die of heart disease. And so if they don't move at all, it's
Yeah, and they're really heavy, and it's like they can break a leg, or they can, so there is that. Yeah, so I might just like, I have my little, it's just a little small little coop that I use as my chicken hospital, but so I can put them there to sleep. But then what I could do is take them out and let them be around the yard. So.
Yeah. They're big poopers too, so it's good to move them around quite a bit.
The big poopers.
Oh yeah, they poop like turkeys, so it's quite a lot at one time, because they're eating so much. So
yeah, and it's in out.
Yeah. Well, and if you do like 12 hours on, 12 hours off, it's actually better for them too. Then they don't grow so it's just better on their stomach, the whole system.
So what do you mean 12 hours on, 12 hours off?
So they eat for 12 hours straight, and then So there's food always available in that 12 hours, and then they have a 12 hours where there's nothing available for them.
Oh,
And then make sure before you butcher that you have
stop
like,
feeding.
yeah, so you
Yeah,
have nothing in that craw. Yeah,
yeah, and a little bit of less of the poop. So
yeah.
Yeah, that's always good. Blech.
yeah. So DT, no, I don't have an electric door, and yes, I am in Canada, and I'm on Vancouver Island, and so my grow zone is 9B, so I'm actually below, like, the regular Canadian border. I'm below it, and I'm like right across from Washington State. I see the Olympic Mountains. I'm an hour and a half away by boat, just to Port Angeles. So, but no, I haven't gotten the electric door because of just how my setup is. I would love an electric door, but it's because our girls are in a coop, and then we let them out into what we call is the playground, which is behind my studio. So it's this, this kind of apparatus where um, I have to close up the coop because I don't want any rats or other predators. So we close up the
Mhm.
coop completely.
Yeah.
So in the morning, we do have to open it up and let them out. So in the summertime, I don't close their coop door. So they do get
Mhm.
up, and I don't have to get up as early. There's food and water so they can feed themselves, but
Nice.
but that's first breakfast. And then they have to have second breakfast, which is which I make a ferment, just their feed and water.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is that if I don't give, because I'm thinking, you guys just ate all the dry food, you're fine. And they like, nope, they will stand at the gate and go, we did not get breakfast. Where's second breakfast? We need to have breakfast. And so I drag it out to them. So
Yeah, yeah.
I do love chickens. I still like, you're a probably like, you're a seasoned, the ins and outs of chickens, Laura. But for me, it's the novelty. It's been 3 years, and it's still like it's a novelty to me.
Oh, yeah,
Mm.
I remember though. All my chickens had names before and
Yeah.
stuff like
Well,
that. I've only named my geese, I should say, this time around.
yeah.
Named anything.
Yeah,
I might
because
name that.
the geese should be staying. The rest you don't want to get too attached to
Yeah,
up
yeah,
there with everything you're seeing on your cam.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
On our
that's what I
cam, yeah,
figured.
for sure.
Yeah.
Any more sightings of the bobcat at all,
Uh,
or
yeah, a
coyotes?
couple more. Yeah,
Really?
but
Eee.
we're our fencing that's going to be around our chicken coop. We
Good,
do have the automatic door, so it will dusk and dawn.
good,
And then our fence that we're putting around that is a Pier 1 electric
nice,
fence. So
very nice.
that should control things pretty well.
Yeah, to electrocute you culture. It'll help those chickens grow real big.
But it's funny. You guys want to hear a funny story?
Yes.
I I was freaking out because the all the animals were on the deck, right? Behind the house in brooders. And the ducks start quacking, but I have a hybrid duck that is something between khaki Campbell and something else. And
Mhm.
they sound like they're barking almost when they're
Mm.
in between a wall and so we had heard coyotes really close to the house.
Ew.
And so and it was freaking us out and we're like, keep on hearing it. And Chris went out there and took off a couple shots. He's like, that will get him to keep them away. And we're like, we walked back in the house and it was all of a sudden we hear it again. We're like, that's almost like they're mocking us. And
Right?
it's the ducks the whole time.
Let's get them out. Let's do the quack, guys.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
Oh man.
Oh,
Yeah.
cute though.
Uh,
Khaki
that
campers are adorable.
GT Junior, yes. Canada, like I am in Canada, and it does we don't get cold here because we're part of like the Pacific Northwest. But I do know there are people in the colder climates that can have the electric doors. So I would
Mhm.
research it to know that door will stand up to 150 degree cold Fahrenheit minus,
Yeah.
make
Right.
sure it does. But
Yeah.
I think that you can have it, and it is a real nice convenience,
It is.
especially in the summer. And
I've never had it, so I know what it's like to go out there and make
Yeah.
sure you get those chickens out every morning. But
Hey, P2E, good to see you, man. Yeah, GT, I wonder if like they have some specific like silicone spray that's for your area. Are you worried about like the actual mechanics freezing up of it? Because I know they have antifreeze that we had to switch out just traveling when we would travel and it was close to that end of fall, winter time towards
Mhm.
PA. We had to definitely do that. Or I one time cracked the not the antifreeze, the windshield wiper fluid. The windshield wiper fluid going to the back window, it cracked the line because I had the wrong one. So I didn't make that mistake again when we went up. It was going to be cold. I was like, yeah, that needs to change. Needs to
Yeah.
come out. Oh, okay.
So do you freeze when you come up here or come up north, Carol?
Yeah. Not too bad. I don't freeze until it's like, because I dress for it, I don't freeze until maybe the 20s because of my face. That's when it hits my face. I don't like that in my eyes and my face.
Yeah.
where it burns so bad.
Yeah, that burn.
Where do you live, Laura?
Huh? Oh,
Where
I
do you-
live in Tennessee.
Oh,
But
okay.
before I lived in Oregon. My husband's from Washington, so
Oh, okay. Yeah.
yeah, I know Victoria very well. Been there
Oh.
several times. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's beautiful, beautiful city. It's just a real
Mhm.
bugger getting on and off the island. It's so
Yeah.
expensive, and to leave, like it's like you will not be allowed to leave the island ever. And the wait that can, the ferry wait if you don't reserve, and if you miss your reservation, you get a window of time
Mhm.
where if you are a little bit late on your reservation, you're just a couple minutes, they go, oh, we won't honor it, and you're like, you got to wait for the next ferry, which could already be full. So now you're like, some people are waiting like 3 to 6.
Yeah, they have that wait line
Oh,
for
that's
people
terrible.
that want to get on that missed the last one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, and it's like I just went to visit my sister in Vancouver, and it was $180 return for me to go back and forth. It's $90 each way to take a vehicle and a person, and it's like, and you pay for each person in your vehicle. If I have more, if I take all my family, we're looking at upwards to, and then it's only $20 a person, so it's like $270, something like that.
Oh no, those are just blankets. No, just blankets in the back. Yeah,
You're not allowed out of the car, kids.
just stay there.
Everybody lay down and pretend that you're not here. My kid also.
5 gallons. The 5-gallon buckets for you kids.
Yeah.
I'll bring you next. I'll be right back. It's terrible. That's just terrible that they do that to you guys. Like, I can't believe that. Like,
yeah,
what the
and
heck?
it's supposed to be free because it is part of the highway. Like, I think most ferries throughout Canada, they're all free. There is a couple of the smaller islands where you pay to go over to, like, to Salt Spring, you pay to go, but to come home, you don't have to pay. So there's lots of that. But this is just like, they are just making the money. And it's the same if I'm going down to the States to Port Angeles. I think it's about the same price. So usually if I go to Port Angeles, I just go as a walk-on. So
yeah.
Forget about buying a flipping car.
Yeah, I don't know if I could be okay with that. That would be a hard way to live for me. I'm too well, I can plan trips, but like I can't imagine that. Like if you want to go to some place on the mainland to, like you said, just go for dinner or go for,
Oh yeah,
out.
no. You go to visit. The only other and sometimes like we have an international airport, but we won't get some of the flights down to Mexico. So it's like you actually have to go the day before over on the ferry, stay over in a hotel to be, to pick up and get yourself, and you go, it's like, I think it's a 20-minute flight from here to Vancouver. It's like you spend more time on the runway than you do actually in the air. So it's like you're taxiing out, and then it's like you're up and now you're back down, and you're like,
yeah.
And it's expensive to take the puddle jumper over.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's That's the only thing. But if you're living here, it's a beautiful island.
Yeah, it's very beautiful. Your place is
There's,
gorgeous.
you
Your
know,
backyard
all
that
the way
you,
up island. There's lots of things, you know.
It's
yeah.
it's neat because it's a big enough island that it has everything.
Yeah.
And
It
then
doesn't.
and then there's some really neat cultural things there that, if you're
Mhm.
Like,
I'm Canadian. I was born in Canada.
yeah,
I'm
sure.
not
Oh,
a Canadian anymore. So
I forgot to, say that. You were former
you
Canadian,
gave up
Laura.
your Canadian ship.
my Canadian I have my American ship, but I had a green card for a long time.
Ah,
So, yep.
yeah. 'Cause
Mm.
I have dual citizenship due to my father being from Mississippi.
Oh, okay.
So I have an American passport and I have a Canadian passport, but I'm still a Canadian citizen.
Right.
Mm.
So I just have an American passport too,
Yeah.
which
I was I was born in Burlington, Ontario. So
oh, cool.
the other side, but
Way far away.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's funny when people they go, oh, I know somebody from Burlington. Do you know so and so? And you're like, no,
Yeah. It's a
no.
big city.
That's so wait, Burlington though, I think of Vermont, not Canada. I think of
Yeah.
Burlington, Vermont. So that
Yeah.
like is so confusing just to
Yeah.
hear
Oh,
that they're it's near the other side and that's where
Yeah.
Burlington, Vermont is too. Like, oh, you mean Vermont? No. Oh,
yeah. But no, I'll have people, you're like, I live in Victoria, and they go, oh, I have a friend in Canada. They're over there, in Ontario. Do you know them? And it's like, no. You know that it would take me 5 days to drive across to get to Ontario if I just drove straight.
That's terrible.
There's a continent on the other side.
And actually, Ontario is its own country. Like, you have Ontario, you have Quebec, who like the French are always trying to separate from us.
Mhm.
And so you got Ontario, so it's its own country, and then you have the rest. Like
Yes.
Ontario is Canada, and we are the peons. The rest
Yeah.
of it.
Mm.
So except for Quebec, they are their own.
Yes, they are. They like to be their own for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, Quebec likes
Even
to be
though
its own.
everybody
I've seen them
else
drive
has
a little.
to fall in line.
Yes, exactly. We all have to do. What do you want to do, Ontario? Oh, you want to do that? But it'll inflict on my life and my province. Oh, well, let's do what you want.
Well, we have the same thing here in the States. It's Washington, D.C., though, that we look to,
Right.
and it affects everybody else.
And then California controls a lot of the little laws that have been written that we all have to like, the eco laws and the
that we all will lean towards one day. They set the standard there, and then
we were trying to buy it was a generator, and it was a Honda generator for just the build of this, and we couldn't buy a generator even though it was sitting right there at Tractor Supply because it didn't have the sticker from California that says it's okay to operate.
What?
Yeah, there's a lot of that kind of stuff that goes on. Our cars are the same way. They all have to have, certain things that, California's passed and pushed through and made it, like a.
I didn't know they were that kind of like exercising that much control over the left coast. I mean, that coast out there.
Yeah,
I didn't know that. Wow.
So when you guys are moving from state to state, like if I go from British Columbia to Alberta and I move there, I'm not allowed to bring my vehicle. Like if I want to insure my vehicle in Alberta, which has all the same laws, I have to go through a complete inspection. If there is anything wrong, then I have to have my vehicle fixed before they will allow me to license in Alberta. Do you guys have that?
we have to do emissions tests.
Yeah, in certain states. They did away with it in Florida. Come to Florida, there's more freedom, but it'll probably leave as soon as Ron is gone from up there in Tallahassee. I think he's kind of the last, he's so terrible. He's all that. Well, he protected Florida during all that mess. And, and he also took on the narrative, Like they make fun of him because his little temper. You don't like it because he confronts you. He doesn't put up with your caca.
Yeah.
Even them starting stuff while he's campaigning, the press will start stuff with him.
Yeah.
And then they're like, "Oh, look, he's getting all upset." And it's like, dude is probably like had no sleep. He's dealing with a room full of people and you're trying to make him look like an idiot. He's not going to stand for that. He was in the military. I mean, and it's not like I'm like, well, woohoo, like I'm some big, supporter or, out there with signs and stuff. No. But you see somebody who will actually stand up to the narrative, and you want more of that out of your politicians. You don't want them to be afraid to
Right.
buck.
No, and the other thing is that when, like, if you're there live, you get a perspective. But if you're seeing just clips and bites of it, they're just showing you, and then they're going, "See, he's crazy," and it's like, "Oh, well, let's look at the whole thing and let's really see what, ours with our prime minister here. When he goes out on tour, he doesn't. There's not a big group. Like I go, I don't know how you got back in again. Because there's nobody there, and everybody is, and anybody that is there, they are yelling and throwing stuff, and you're like, and he's coming out just smiling, and
it's the same thing with our current sitting.
Yeah.
It's the same thing,
and you just go, don't know how that works, don't know how that happened. Oh yeah,
somebody stays in a basement and wins.
Yeah.
Anyway, don't want to get censored.
Yeah. Sorry.
I know that's why we're trying to beat around the bush.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. they call him Sparkle.
How's the weather there in Canada? Aren't we supposed to be talking about staying cool?
Yeah, staying cool. Staying cool. Yeah, I hear you, Pat McQuaddy, but you know what? He's probably going to end up being on the ticket with them. They're doing that now, but that's so the other one will trailblaze in front.
Mm-hmm.
So that there wouldn't be any competition for that trailblazing position, and then he's going to be on probably that ticket. Because God forbid he puts the other one on the ticket like they threatened before that they were going to bring him back, and all the people who voted for the team man was like, no, that guy's a traitor. Well, until they straighten out America, they're all traitors. I'm sorry.
Yep.
They're all traitors until they get it right. Both parties.
Low, that's what he is called here as well, quite often.
Oh, is he really?
A lot of other things. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we call him Sparkle Socks and Twinkle Socks and things like that because he is always so fancy. He's always looking so fancy.
So fancy.
So fancy. We wonder if him and, the guy from California have a little something, or, maybe it's the same gene pool with Nancy because there's been like that going around. They're all kind of same gene pool.
I think there's a lot of inbreeding when you start looking back and you're going, oh, and you're related to you, and you're all related.
Yeah.
Yep. That's like a royalty.
You see them on their little family reunions, It's like,
as long as they don't start getting that look with the big chins, like that one family that they inbred so much that they got those huge chins. I can't think of the royal family now, but it was a certain look. Carolyn, do you remember that family? She's really good at that, remembering stuff like that. Mm-hmm. That royal family that has the look, the bloodline with the chins. Oh, I can't think of it. And it's a specific genetic disorder now. That's it. Yep, that's it.
Look at that. Ding, ding, ding. Carolyn, you got it again.
She's got it's like a trap up there in her brain. Mm-hmm. Vice trap. I wish I had that. I have like the drive-through at McDonald's.
I do too.
It's like it's there. I read the menu. Okay.
It's a name. My brain won't remember.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, no, I'm that way though with numbers.
Let me tell you about the situation and everything in it. But the name of it, no, can't get that one. No. My sister's the same way. She was here, and I'm like, okay, now I'm not the only one. Good.
Yeah, GT Junior. Let's switch it up. What I did actually have it open for, but we can talk about that first. He's asking, what's the plant y'all are the most excited about? Hmm. What's the one I'm most excited? It's not a plant, but it's a tree. I am most excited that I'm disappointed and excited. My jackfruit threw flowers that I didn't realize that male flowers look exactly like the jackfruit. So I'm excited because it's starting to learn how to produce the fruit, and that's how it learns. The first cycle out of producing, it produces male flowers, and then it'll throw the female next to it. And I believe they come out. It's really weird. They come out in the same like little husk
Oh,
together. So that's
oh,
kind of cool to make sure like you really do get a fruit. So I'm totally excited for those because that's like a 20-pound fruit. The only thing is my tree is only like this big. So I'll be like out there with furniture, like
taking
having
up,
to go.
That's funny.
yeah,
Or pantyhose, maybe just like the
Yeah,
melons.
that's what I have a white watermelon or white watermelon.
Really?
No.
What's the name of it? Just kidding.
you have seeds? Can we get some seeds, woman?
I am sleep deprived.
Yeah.
For sure.
It's called Two Puppies at Once. What was I thinking?
Oh, like a
Not, you
newborn.
were not
I
thinking.
was not
Oh,
thinking. I
you
was
were
like,
thinking,
oh,
oh, that's what you were thinking of.
you're adorable.
So
Um,
cute.
yeah.
So
Um,
it's not a white watermelon.
I have
It's
a white pumpkin, and
oh yeah, I have
yeah.
seeds for minis, but I don't know if it's gonna throw white. Has anything come out yet of your pumpkin? Like, did you
Um,
plant them? Like
yeah.
the okay.
Well, I got the seeds from the I bought the pumpkin from the Amish, and then
Hmm.
I
Oh,
planted
okay.
the seed from the pumpkin, and
Yep.
now I've got little white pumpkin that's about this
Oh,
big.
Ah,
cool. Now,
So,
are you going to cage it with the things, the
oh,
critters?
well, it's on a trellis, so I'm gonna have to do a bag or a
Yeah,
pantyhose or something.
yeah. Well, somebody had told me that idea. Oh, it was Josh, actually. It was Josh, Garner Josh. Hey,
Yeah.
GT wants to come up. Hey, GT, what's up? But yeah,
hey.
Garner Josh was
Hey
saying
there.
about caging because I said the watermelons, the last time I grew watermelons, something made off with the baby melons. Just
Mm,
kept pulling them off the vine, taking them.
wow.
It was a long time ago, and it was, when I was in my house growing up. But he was like, put a cage around them. And I'm like, well, duh, that's genius. I could do
Yeah.
that. You just got to go out and get the hardware stuff to do it. Cause yeah, I don't have the hardware cloth. I just have
Mhm.
the like chicken wire, and little raccoon hands can get through, as we know.
Right.
Chicken wire.
Yeah.
What's up, GT?
What's up? So I wanted to ask this. So the plant that I'm most excited about is called shark fin melon. Um, I
Ooh.
was on the I was on YouTube. No, first what happened was I was looking through my seeds and I found a whole stash of seeds that I had like 7 years ago. And I'm like, what is this? And it spelled
Mm,
all weird. And I was like, what is this? So I put it in Google real quick and I'm like, oh, what is this? And so I found the white variety, the seeds. And then I
mm,
find the black ones when I was looking through YouTube to see what kind
yeah.
of plant it was. And then I went to Baker Creek and all these other websites looking
Mm-hmm.
for the
Trying to
seeds.
find it.
Then
Yeah.
yes, and then I found it on Etsy, got 10 seeds for nine
Etsy's the
dollars, and
best. Yeah.
boom! So it's in the seedling
Actually,
stage.
Nice.
David the Good sells on Etsy. It says Laura, that's how I got the sticker. I got Ezekiel's land race watermelons. His
Oh
son
wow.
has been doing a land race watermelon
Mm,
and been like producing it and mixing different lines and things
mm-hmm.
like that. So I haven't even opened this yet. And I'm glad I picked it up because it's got like my eyeball thing fell on it and got it wet. Anyway, go ahead,
Oh,
GT. So you found them on Etsy.
found them on Etsy. 10 seeds for $9, and they're
Yeah.
in the seedling stage. So I'm very happy. I did some research on it, not as much as I should have, but it stays in storage if conditions are correct for up to a year.
Oh,
The
Wow.
cool.
leaves, the leaves can be used. The seeds can be roasted. Do your own research, but
Yeah.
this is some of the things that I was seeing people use
Mm-hmm.
it. as a replacement for shark fin. They
Oh,
boil it, they
wow.
make a soup out of it. It could be a replacement for noodles. So I'm really excited about it. You know, I'm of course I have to grow it in hydroponics, and of course I'm gonna grow it in soil, and I'm gonna
Hmm.
Yeah.
grow it inside as well because I'm in zone 4A, so
Yeah,
very short.
Yeah. Yep.
yeah.
Maureen.
I've got a
Or you can grow,
little.
no, you can't.
I've got my
Here's
first
what
watermelon ever, and it's like this big.
that's when mine would get taken. That size, exactly.
Yeah.
So keep an
Mm.
eye
But
on them.
why,
This
why
is
is,
a land race. They give you a bunch of different types that he's grown
oh,
out.
Oh,
And
and you
yeah,
said that's on Etsy?
it's on Etsy. It's David the Good Son. And I had bought these, I think, for $5. And he puts in a good amount for $5 for something that, he's been growing out along with his dad, David the
Okay.
Good.
Hmm.
And I have his daughter, I think it's Daisy.
Hi, Duncan.
I have the red, oh, what is that
I see
beautiful
her.
plant called? It's millet, but it's red. It's the
Hmm.
red millet, the scarlet colored
Mm.
one. Hey, Duncan. Hey, Brenda. But you can eat the leaves, the green off of it. You can also pop it like popcorn. And I can't
Mm.
remember, of course, the name of the plant, like Laura and I were talking about. We know everything about it.
Hmm.
Can't remember the name. So, Maureen, what's your favorite? You're looking
Sorghum?
forward to?
Sorghum? No.
It's not sorghum, but I want that. I would love sorghum, but we can grow sugar cane. So
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
yeah.
I can
Why,
plant.
why is it called shark fin melon?
Is that
Said
what
it
it's
again.
called?
Like yours, GT is it's called shark fin melon. Why is it called shark fin?
Because he said you can use it as a replacement for shark fin and soup. Which part do they use? The rind? Maybe? The green rind?
The
See?
inside.
No.
The-
What?
yes. They because of the texture, I believe the texture has is similar to shark fin,
It's
I
got like a
guess.
collagen. I wonder if it's before is it before maybe it's completely ripe that you can use it as a shark fin? Like just like how you can do that with mangoes. They'll use green mango. And also same thing with
So
banana.
does it have the properties of whatever they're trying to get out of the shark fin, or no?
That's
No,
so
just
Not
green.
cool.
It's just to fool people.
It's good. It's
it.
good for people who maybe can't eat that anymore and miss it. Like they're from an Asian culture and they can't have maybe that, and
Or
they
they
can
don't
have their memories,
or they don't want to do that.
or they don't want to. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
thinking that too. I was thinking that too.
I think for me, I'm excited to grow just about everything.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, like it's like this is my first year to get grapes. This is my first year to get peaches on my tree. It's now 3 years old. Um,
That's
the types
awesome.
of tomatoes that I'm gonna do, the watermelons. Like I've got a watermelon. Like I put it in the ground, and 3 weeks later, like it already started flying. 3 weeks later, I had a pumpkin this or a watermelon this big. It's just a doll baby, so it'll get about 10 pounds.
Hmm.
Mhm.
But I think I'm excited about trying to grow the loofahs. That's my other thing. So that's
Yeah.
like the new things for me.
Hmm.
So I do have one small loofah at this point, but I think I just love it. I just love going out there and going, okay, let's, I'm going to go get some broccoli now. And
I think we all love that. Like, I think like a true gardener still gets excited when they see that their plant's
Yeah,
going to survive and going to possibly
yeah.
bring them something.
I am this
I
year.
didn't tell it. Mm.
I've been
Yeah.
telling this yellow everything. I bought super soil. I was telling the girls this last time, and
Yeah.
my super soil isn't so super
They didn't put so much great stuff
because
in it.
I'm growing in a brand new area,
Mhm.
and our soil out here in Tennessee is just clay and sand, and that's about it.
Yeah.
Hardly any topsoil at all. Or
At least with the clay, though, you have minerals. Like with the sand here, we have
right.
no minerals whatsoever. So you can at least use it for, like, if you get fruit trees, you can probably use the clay to do your, there's the word. It went right out the back door to do your cuttings and propagate it. You could
Hmm.
probably use some of the clay mixed with sand, and you've got something good probably in that clay compared to if I
Yeah.
just tried it.
It's really iron deficient though, because it's high in pH, you know.
Oh, okay. Then it's like our
Yeah.
sand. Our sand is that way.
Um,
Hmm.
So
Well,
Duncan, how is it going for you with growing your loofahs?
yeah, I'm curious how many you get off. I've heard it just goes crazy, the vine.
It
Laura,
Yeah.
didn't you
depends on
grow
where
'em?
is it. Yeah, I grow 'em.
Yeah.
This year they're not doing that great, but last year I was like, I had so many loofahs, it was crazy. It was coming out of my ears. But they like growing here. So in Oregon, where I was living, I got some at the very late. I mean, you're getting them early, so that's good.
Thank
But
you, Cashew.
they really love the sun, so you really have to keep them in the sun. And I didn't
Oh,
have the
okay.
space for it.
So then I
So
need to grow some of those. Maybe I'll
yeah.
grow it. I'll grow it up my tall moringa
Hmm.
before I cut it. Before I cut it to,
How
I'm gonna
tall is your
chop it.
moringa?
Oh, it's tall. It's like 20 foot in the air. They get big. If you leave them alone down here, they can get huge. Like they can get huge depending how old they are. Mine's only 3 years old, and it's this big around at the base, about this big around. And
So,
it
so I
would
have,
probably be doing better if the iguanas wouldn't stop topping it and eating it and breaking it.
Oh,
I have
They love
that.
it.
I don't know what a moringa is.
Oh, moringa is the miracle tree. It's also called the drumstick tree. It has like more iron than spinach. It has all kinds of minerals. It also, the seeds, they say, can purify water. Um, and you can also, you can eat the drumsticks while they'll chop them up like okra and while they're soft. There's so many things you can do with it. I powder it. I actually put it in the oven, and I will dehydrate it because I don't have a dehydrator, but the moringa, you do so much. And I powder it and use it kind of like parsley, and my family doesn't know it. It has a horseradishy flavor. That's why I powder it. But also too, because it's just such a rich green. It's the same thing as like using chaya or Mexican spinach.
Hmm.
Well,
It's
I want
so
those.
what, a moringa? Oh,
I
totally.
need one of those.
I can send you some seeds. I have some seeds. It
Oh,
just will take a while because I suck at going to the post office. If you talk to Kaylin, it took me like months. I'm so
mm,
sorry, Kaylin, if you're out there. And it's taken me forever just to do her secret seed video. I did it and I didn't like it. Now I got to do it over. But yeah, I can send you some seeds. Also, if you want to not wait on me to get to the post office, Etsy will have them. People who have cold climates will bring them in, or what they'll do is they'll use them as chop and drop, and like save them for chop and drop, or put them in if you're making like this. You make the poo poo juice. They're good for the poo poo juice to put in the poo poo juice.
Awesome.
Yeah. The only thing is when you dry it, what's a pain is you have to, and this is with making like any powders, you have to put it through a screen.
hmm.
But still, even when you put it through a screen, tiny little twigs that are attached to the leaf will get in there. So it's almost like you get little rosemaries in
Mm.
there, not as thick, really thin, so they can
Mhm.
pass through. But other than that, I use it and I'll just pick those off. Like I'll use it on top of chicken. Nobody knows. Like sneaking in good stuff, and
Here's
you
some
know.
good health.
Yes, here's to good
Yeah.
health, and you don't know you're getting it.
Mhm.
I actually want to get the pill maker like that you see. You can
Mhm.
put and do it that way because I have like autoimmune, and they're supposedly supposed to be really good for people with autoimmune and arthritis to make your own pills out of the dried moringa and take it daily as like a
Wow.
supplement. Yeah. It's been around for a long time. It's just gained a lot of popularity. I would say in the last five years, it's become very, very popular. And even with people up north, they grow it and then they will chop it at the end, or they'll bring it inside and then just regrow it, just like an annual. They grow it like an annual.
Wow.
Yeah. trying to remember. There was a channel who actually used to do that. He was a permaculture channel too. I can't remember the name of his channel. I haven't seen it in a while. You what? Had rhubarb zucchini? Get out of here!
Wow, you can't be serious.
She's such a joker. No, but I did find out zucchini. They will use zucchini when like the family is not wealthy enough to buy avocados. They will grow zucchini and use the inside of the zucchini in its place. I actually heard that from Joe Serrano and Green Country Agroforestry Jason. They both were talking about it and talking about using calabaza almost similarly too. Hey, Little Pizza Heaven Farm.
Hey.
And calabaza is like a pumpkin, like a I think it's a South American, like from South America or Central
I've got
America.
to go through some zucchini recipes. I've got coming out of my ears. That and cucumbers. It's like cucumber and zucchini. Let's bring it on.
See if you can find the faux guacamole. That's what they use it for. They use it in place of the avocado. I was like,
my mother-in-law made this really yummy zucchini chocolate cake. It was really yummy.
Oh yeah, it keeps the chocolate cake nice and moist. I know some people don't like that word, but too bad. It's zucchini. Zucchini does it like applesauce, but not as sticky.
Right.
Yeah, it brings a moistness to everything.
Yeah.
My mother-in-law is like, "Oh, I just found a zucchini banana bread recipe."
Well, she's using it. That's good.
Yeah.
So you do have a bunch of zucchini going?
Oh my goodness. I've got zucchini coming out of my ears and cucumbers.
Well, you know that DTG calls it the Z word because he always had trouble with it down here. He won't even mention the name.
Well, it likes to grow here.
Yeah, it liked to grow in Virginia when I was little. My dad grew a lot of it. And then my mom would fry it, and it wouldn't last long on the plate next to her, and she'd stop frying it because we would all walk by and take it. Like, oh, yeah, how's it going, Mom? Grab some and leave. Darn
it! I've got lots of zucchini starting, but I don't think that they're getting out there pollinating. So I was out hand pollinating this morning because it's like I've got tons, but then I go out a couple days later, and it's like they all start dying, and I went, okay. This morning we're going out, so I went and found a male, and
that's what's happening with my loofah for some reason. It's just like it's not getting pollinated somehow, but everything else is. So it's like, what's the deal here? Is it a bad seed?
Maybe it just you don't have that particular thing there that usually does the pollinating for it. Like certain plants are pollinated by certain insects, and sometimes insects not there.
Are you kidding? I have every insect under the sun.
That's how I feel. Come to grow it in Florida. The insect's got to be here. It's got to be here.
Although chickens like hornworms, and I've been having some fun.
Ooh, I would love to do that. I wish I had a chicken to throw them. I was going to throw them too. This is what happened, and I cut it out of the short with the hornworm. When I grabbed it on that paper towel, I have a short where, if you haven't seen it, I grew a pepper plant, and I went out, and all of a sudden the pepper seeds are just sticking on the stem, and there's no pepper there. and they're hot peppers too, so it ate the whole outside of the pepper on a couple of the peppers, and then of course ate all the leaves, and it left a couple at the bottom, and I see it in the dark, and I'm like, you jerk. I think that's even on there, jerk off. So I grab it with a paper towel because I can't get to the place where I can just grab those things with my fingers.
I grab them.
Do you? Oh, yeah. So I'm
like, here, this is what a hornworm looks like.
I know they don't bite either. They don't bite, and that's not a stinger. It's just a little horn. I imagine, can it prick you though? That horn on their back?
Oh, I'm sure it could.
Yeah, right. So I grab it on the paper towel. Well, it sticks to the paper towel, and it pulls it out of my hand. So it like used it like, I don't know, a glider, and it's like, psych, I'm not going in the canal. I like flew down, and it stuck to the side of the canal that's totally not in the water where the fish will get it. But I'm like, psych, something's going to eat you because it's Florida.
Oh, good night. Living my best life at
Oh,
60.
good night.
Good night.
I'm just going back up. Duncan
Yeah,
said
I know.
make
Ninja.
faux apple pie with zucchini. Has anybody ever done that?
I've never done that.
I haven't done that.
Duncan, Brenda, do you have a video on you doing that? Well,
And
they told. Go ahead.
I've also like, and then also Duncan said I made pickles with zucchinis also. I've done the pickling of the zucchinis. I didn't like them as much. Like there was this, it just had a funky taste. So I've just got like, tons of jars sitting there. You're like, what am I going to do with them? I'm going to end up composting
Give them to the local representatives that you don't like down at the city council.
Yeah, I brought you some delicious zucchinis. I grew them on my farm. Jerks.
I wanted to bless you with some homegrown vegetables.
Here, try it now and say how much you love it in front of me.
The sad thing is, my
What?
sister-in-law, well, the sad thing, the good thing, is she's a really good gardener too. And so she's like, do you want any zucchini?
Funny. Yeah, the frogs.
Duncan says soak them in apple juice before you make your pie.
I've heard that Gardening Warrior Q about the mock pineapple. People actually canning that. The zucchini is mock pineapple.
And how do you do that one? Where have I been living? Oh, all right. I was a jazz and blues singer. That's what I was doing.
Yes, this is your second life now, Maureen. You have
I'm in
to
my
get used to
well, no, I'm in my third life now.
Oh, your third cycle. Okay.
Third cycle of life.
That's awesome though.
Okay. So whatever I put, whatever flavor I want, the zucchini will take it on. Yeah, I was aware of that. But I just always, it's like fried zucchini, that's my favorite, or steamed zucchini with butter and salt and pepper. And oh my gosh. Hello, heaven.
Yeah, I like it that way too. Actually, my mom used to make it we would saute it with tomatoes and onion and zucchini. And usually it would be the yellow squash too. And that was just like a little side dish. It was so good. I miss that. That was so good. And,
so then again, it would probably be soaking the zucchini in the pineapple to give it that pineapple flavor.
That makes sense. Yeah, I would think
Why wouldn't you just
so.
eat the pineapple?
Because it's more expensive.
This is true. And I can't grow a pineapple here that I'm aware of. Whoops.
If you have a greenhouse, you can. That's what our friends who were in the side chat before are doing in their greenhouse.
Gotta have pretty good
little piece of heaven.
Gotta have a pretty big greenhouse. I would grow tropical.
They're growing it in just a pot. They've got it in pots right now, and yeah, it'll throw off babies. But that's just like growing an aloe vera. Aloe vera is like you'll have it for your whole neighborhood if you really take care of that plant. It'll just keep throwing off babies. But yeah, I like grilled zucchini too, Duncan. I haven't done that in ages.
Yes.
I like to grill potatoes. I like to cut up potatoes and grill them, like just slice them and put them on the grill. But I put olive oil and not olive oil, avocado oil and like a Montreal steak seasoning, and then maybe hit them with some like spice and grill them up. And it's like a French fry but grilled.
Yeah.
And Barry, you said fried zucchini with flour cornmeal breading. Yes, that's so good. Years ago, I couldn't find the cornmeal. I'd have to buy it when I was in the States. When I would visit.
Really?
We couldn't find it here at all in Canada. No, nothing.
Oh my gosh.
I would say now probably I'd have no problem, but 20 years ago it was like, because I had gone and visited my family in the South, and they're making all these wonderful things, and it was like cornmeal flour. That stuff is magic. It's all right in one. And came home to find it. It was like, nope.
Yeah.
We don't have it. So.
Yeah, Little Piece of Heaven Farm also has they have a banana plant in their door. They have a Cavendish, right? Little Piece of Heaven Farm. Cheryl, you have the Cavendish, I think. I have no idea what mine is. Actually, Cheryl, now that you're on here, you've got to see this. This is so cute. All right. This is the standard size of my dwarf bananas. They're about a 3/4 size of a regular banana. They're starting to ripen, just barely blushing a little yellow.
Oh.
You grew that?
Yeah, I grew that. 20 pounds of bananas this time around. And then
I don't want to grow bananas.
You can if you get a greenhouse, girl. Actually, no, you can in your house. There's one called the Truly Tiny, and it throws like bananas like this size.
Oh, are you serious? What in the world?
You do
Poquito.
it that.
Aren't they cute? This is actually the dwarf. It threw. We put it in a different section, and it was his first year in that section of the yard, and I don't know what freaked it out, but it was just like, "That's it, I'm gonna die." And the flower came out. I think it was because we took one of the pups early. I have to look up what we might have done to that plant. But yeah, it's still, they were good. I left them on there and they're going to be like the littlest bit of stuff, but my son will love it.
Here,
He'll
you
love it.
can have, everybody can have a little piece. We're going to put little
I
pieces of
Barbie
banana
too.
on your pancakes.
We're gonna
And
have a
then,
baby banana split, everyone.
oh, those would be cute actually. That's a good idea,
Mhm.
Laura.
Like a little
So
teeny
here,
tiny,
This
a
is your
little
diet
quail,
split.
little quail egg, and
I have little tiny, here, let me see if I can get it in there. Little tiny bananas, and then I got the teeniest, tiniest tomatoes. Those are Everglades tomatoes. They grow like a weed down here, which the
wow.
first time I did them down here, we got mealy bugs on them because they didn't have good circulation. And so I threw down quite a bit of the seeds this time, and then we got rain and rain and rain. And I went out there and they were like 3 foot tall already. And I was like,
Oh
okay,
wow.
Wow.
I guess I'm not transplanting too many of them. Just gonna go with it. Yeah, fun size fruit. That's right, little piece
Yeah.
Hidden Farm. Fun size.
And
I
what was the name of that the small one? Because I have the Cavendish in my garage. I have that
Oh no,
growing.
this one I got it from a backyard gardener, and some people say it's
Oh,
a Thai dwarf banana.
Thai dwarf
It could be a
banana.
Puerto Rican banana. It could
Okay.
be like so many. I forget there was another place that they have dwarf bananas that it kind of looks like. So I'm no clue. No clue what cultivar it is. It's just a dwarf banana that another backyard gardener
know that
gave
there's
me.
some bananas that are a little more hardy.
Yeah, these are multi-purpose and hardy. These actually the Filipina that took care of my mom. I showed her the banana and she's like, oh, and she thought it was a banana from the Philippines. But when I looked up the banana, I'm like, no, that doesn't look like my tree, like my plant.
Yeah.
But it will dual
Oh.
purpose like that. Bob, what's up? Yeah, banana daiquiris. Tiny
Where,
little
where are
banana
you? I don't know where you are, Bob.
Hmm.
I'm not sure, Bob. What's your
Surprise.
brain saying?
Look, open your eyes and see. What do you see in front of you? Describe it to us. We'll be able to tell you where you are. Anyway, I do have to get going.
Rice cultivar.
Hey, Robert.
Did you hear that? Robert comes in, Fisher Price cultivar, like the toy company. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's too funny, Robert. Very well done, sir. Very well done.
Yeah, so I'm going to slip
Well,
away, and because I have my phone call with my mom to say goodnight.
That's right. You're
So
more than welcome to come back up, or you can just
I will
put it
come
on
back.
pause. Okay.
I will come back and see if you guys are all on and hang out some more. So
Ooh,
see you later.
see you in
Thanks
a
for
bit.
having me.
You're welcome. Of course, anytime.
all right. Well, I got to get back to work. I'm on the
You're
clock,
working.
so
Okay. Ooh.
Oh.
yeah.
Uh,
It's
Yeah, it's all cool.
it's not like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
everything is good. This is how this is the operating procedure as far as when you need assistance, then
Yeah.
delivered, but when it's not needed, I leisurely and then I just go and bother and see if
Yeah, and
assistance
check
is
in.
needed.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's all.
Totally get
But
it. Totally get it.
yeah.
All right,
All right,
GT.
y'all. Y'all have a
great
good
one.
one. Thank you for
Thanks for
allowing
that
me up.
question. That was awesome. I'm
Yeah.
glad you said
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
That was a good question.
Yeah, me too.
All right, y'all. Peace.
All right. Have
Hey,
a good
have a
one.
garden.
Everybody check out GT Junior Grows in Alaska and also Maureen Washington, Diva
Mhm.
in the Dirt. I'm going to throw down the link, Bob, if you want. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be. I know my buddy Laura was tired. I'm on caffeine, but I have
I
a
just know when
stack.
I go to bed, I'm probably going to be waking up in about an hour. It seems to
Really?
be Seems to be 1 o'clock and 4 o'clock. They wake
Oh,
up.
I hate that.
Yeah.
4 o'clock, for people who don't know, is a typical time that asthmatics wake up.
Mm.
It's when your oxygen, well, if you have, I guess, regular sleeping hours, it's supposedly when your oxygen is the lowest of the night.
Hmm.
Difficult part this year of growing season. Ooh, that's a good question. Carolyn, you're welcome to come up too, hon. I know you can, feel
The
comfortable
part where
come up.
everything turns yellow, that part.
Yeah, the part where all the rain just washes everything out of my soil that I put into it, and stuff starts turning yellow.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then also realizing that I just was kind of experimenting, and now I have beds to actually put stuff in, and I didn't really get time to plan ahead.
Right.
So I don't like seeing the empty soil. I want to put something in it, but I can't now at this part of the summer. There's very few things you can put in Florida right now.
Yeah.
That will make it.
Right.
So I don't know.
I know how you feel. I started really late because everything just kind of happened. My husband's like, "Oh, you can start a garden now." I'm like, "Okay, I should have started my tomatoes and
Yeah.
know."
Right.
And so I didn't do my own tomatoes. So I started. I grabbed some tomatoes off the shelf. And tomatoes are my thing, and these tomatoes are like, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's like,
It sucks. I
Yeah.
know. That's how I felt too. I was like, should I even bother? Because I'm so late. But I grabbed some of the things I knew like that could take the heat. But then Gardener Josh was telling me what's funny about like the peppers and the Everglades tomatoes is the Everglades tomatoes don't mind the water so much. But they need a little bit more coverage than the peppers. The peppers love the sun and the heat, but they don't want to be watered down so much. And I'm like, oh, I only
Well, I
have them
think-
in a bed right next to each other.
I think our problem is we kind of had a drought here when everybody else was having rain, and it was above the 90s really early, and so
Yeah.
tomatoes don't like to grow above
No,
90,
exactly.
that well. So
Yep, we've had that heat too for the tomatoes, and they don't like that. And they don't. A lot of them will bleach out too in like too much sun
Yeah.
directly on them, and I didn't know that.
So yeah, I need to get some like 30%
Gonna put you
shade
up.
cloth. That's what they recommend here. So
At first, I forgot you go by Conspiracy Queen. This is Carolyn.
Hey. Yeah. It's been interesting with this first year, y'all. I gotta
Bob.
say. And,
Oh.
I did
The
say that.
internet, Bob, might be funky. There it goes. I don't know. Not sure what that is, Bob. It's that new laptop that's still getting used to your internet. There he is. He's with us. Up.
Yeah. Got a new phone, got a new laptop, trying to get everything to mesh together without my daughter around to bail my old sorry ass out.
That's hard because mine still does that. With
It
me.
is.
Wilson's in her strawberry bed. Too funny, little piece of heaven farm. What were you going to say, Carolyn? You were going to say something before you went mute. Oh, something must have. I think she said just a sec. Maybe that was it.
Yeah.
She had to take care of something. Hey, Glenn. I don't know if I think I said hey when you came in. Good to see you, How to Garden. So, Bob, we were talking about our plant we were most excited to grow, and then we were going to get into like the subject about the heat and ways to escape it because we didn't always have air conditioning. And I know you know that well.
Yeah, I sure do. Yeah, I just, for me, the heat, I just suck it up.
Yeah.
I mean, just deal with it.
Yeah. But I mean, for
But,
people like down here, we have people that are in air conditioning 24/7, just about. There's some that are okay and they can handle the heat, but there's other people with medical conditions who can't. One of the things was I watched how to make your own swamp cooler with like the battery operated fan. Oh no. Yeah.
She dropped.
That's okay. She'll text me if she had to.
I do have a simple suggestion
Mhm.
is a tall, like a pitcher of cold water,
Mhm.
and submerge it until your pressure, where you can feel your pulse.
Okay.
Your pulse. Sink your arm into that.
Oh, that's a good
That
idea.
works.
On your
That
pressure
helps to cool
points.
you off, or a wet
Yeah, the wet one around your.
or a wet rag around your carotid arteries. That helps.
I can definitely vouch
Oh,
for
okay.
that part.
Laura said it kicked her and they're getting a storm is coming in. I tell her just be safe.
I definitely agree with the neck thing. I did a lot of years of work standing outside in heat and no air conditioning with, you know, 100+ degree temps and stuff like that. Something like that definitely helps because it does cool the blood as it's returning back from that point in your neck.
Mm-hmm.
And something really sneaky that a lot of people don't think about, right, is cough drops, believe it or not. Cough
Mm.
drops help a lot
Okay.
because it
Really?
actually opens up your airways when it's really humid. Here we tend to get about maybe 80, 70, 80% humidity, but we also hit 100 plus.
Yeah.
So
I hate that. We get that.
it gets stifling.
Yep.
And for me, one of the best ways to do both beat the heat and be able to function and do adulting
Mm-hmm.
is
Right.
the cough drops, right? Because it opens your airways and it helps you to be able to actually get more
Mm-hmm.
air in,
Yeah.
which in turn helps cool you off
I
faster.
actually use peppermint essential oil and I have a way to boost it. I get the menthol. It's just crystal menthe is really what it's called. Instead of meth. And you
Right
put it
on.
in the peppermint oil and it basically will dissolve in the essential oil and it'll
So it's
boost
like
the
a little
cooling.
sugar cube, kind of
Yep.
like a little sugar cube.
Yeah,
Oh,
they're
cool.
long crystals and you put them in and it bumps up the strength of the peppermint oil because I can do straight peppermint oil. I don't need usually anything to cut it. A lot of people, if you have sensitive sensitive skin, you want to cut it with like another oil that's good for your skin.
Right.
I don't
Uh-huh.
have to do that. I'm fine with peppermint oil straight, like essential peppermint oil. In fact, I need it boosted for pain. I use it for my migraines. On the back of the neck. The temples, I can't put it on the temple here. I'll put it here because if I
Mm-hmm.
put it in the temple, I have oily eyelids and it will migrate into my eyes. So I put
Oh,
it
no
for
way.
a little further back. I'll put it
Yeah.
under my nose, like you said, like for my allergies. I'll just boop boop.
Mm-hmm.
But the crystal menthe is how you boost peppermint essential oil to be stronger.
That's
And
slick. I like
and
that.
then also if you add that first and then you put that cold rag on your neck, it's like
Mm-hmm.
woo, really
Yes.
like
Yes.
ice, like ice.
Yes. That'd be
Um,
awesome.
but I saw actually, and I wanted to look it up, and I found it was a lady was making her own swamp cooler with just a battery operated fan,
Mm-hmm.
and it was PVC like an elbow joint,
Mm-hmm.
and then just a styrofoam cooler and ice.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh yeah, I could totally do that. I need to get the parts for that because
I mean, it reminds me back of like when people would back in the day, they just fill up, of one of those big party bowls or whatever, full of ice, and then just
Mhm.
put it in front of the fan.
Yeah,
You know.
it's kind of the same concept,
Yeah.
except that it really like cools it off even more because it's just that direct and flowing out, so you can direct it directly on yourself.
Right.
But that's
That's
kind of the
pretty
same
slick.
concept. The other thing I read about was like our grandparents would do their like sheets and they would dry them in the house in front of like the window breezes coming in because back in the day before they had AC they would design houses so the windows on each side of the house would line up So you would
Yes.
have the cross breeze. And so what they would do is they would wash their sheets
Mhm.
on those really hot days and hang them in the house to dry. And so as the breeze would come through, it was kind of going through the sheet, drying the sheet, but it was also another way to cool off their house.
And keeping the
Um,
heat out.
and also keeping some of the heat out. They talked about that, like awnings, the use of awnings on certain sides of your house, trees. You want to think about that for the future of growing certain trees to shade your house. I know Homestead talked about that with his place. It's better now because he has trees growing up and shading it out. It's one reason why we won't cut down this monstrosity in the backyard that we have that drops tiny, tiny little figs everywhere twice a year that stick in your shoes and stick to everything and ferment in the yard.
Oh, good grief.
Yeah, because of our electric bill. He's like, nope, I'm not cutting it down. It helps our
I don't
electric
blame
bill.
you. I
Yeah.
really don't blame you, man. I mean, I've been in houses where there's no trees around it, and
Mhm.
it feels like you're in an oven,
Yeah.
especially if, the predominant side of the house that your room happens to be on is on that same side. And that heat at about midnight just starts seeping in and letting go in the house, and everything just swells.
Oh,
And it's
no,
like, no,
Duncan.
there's got to be a better way.
Yeah. Duncan just said they're turning into a desert. The days are hot and the nights are cool, but she said her tomatoes are actually sprouting seeds within themselves. I think that's what you meant.
Huh.
Hey, Tofu, what's up? I was just looking at your name tonight, Tofu, because I was trying to make sure John could come in. Because I accidentally kicked John out last time. I didn't mean to.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I did it through StreamYard, and it's like a ban that they have. Like it allows you,
Uh-oh.
ban user and delete their comments, and I accidentally hit it because I wasn't using my regular mouse, and it jumped.
Uh-oh.
That's why I don't like to use this little panel mouse that's on the laptops, because that's all I did was
Gotcha.
I touched it, I guess, twice, and boom, he was gone.
Oh, no. No.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah, poor John. It felt terrible. Tofu, it's so good to see you, honey. So, Bob, growing up, what would you guys do other than like the submersion? I like what you said, submerging your pressure points in water. I like that idea, the neck idea. What else would you guys do? Just
Well, like all the years during the summer when I was a farm laborer, I wore long sleeve shirts and a hat that kept it's cover my skin. That's
Yeah.
number one.
Yep.
And generally speaking, we just had a fan in our parents' bedroom that would blow out.
Hey, girl, what's that?
Because we slept in 3 bedrooms in the eaves of the house. It was an older house.
Mm-hmm.
Parents' bedroom, and they would blow a fan through all the
Oh,
rest of our
wow.
rooms, and
That's got to be the
and
hottest part of the
just
house, though.
garden hose.
Garden
Oh,
hose.
it was.
Yeah. Yeah, they talked about
Garden
that.
hose. You bet. Yeah.
They talked about the Victorian turrets. Oh, yeah, you can see them bumping out.
Ooh,
No, look,
yummy.
look what she's showing us. They're sprouting from within the tomato.
Yeah, they're
I've
sprouting
seen that a couple times.
inside the tomato.
That's crazy,
Trippy.
Duncan.
Did
I've
you get
seen
that from the
before.
supermarket like that?
Go ahead.
No, this is homegrown.
I've
I think
seen
it
that
has to do with the weather.
Mhm.
It's been over 100 during the day here, but it will drop into the low 70s, upper 60s at night. See, there's another one. They're all over it.
It almost looks like it has worms, but I know I've had a tomato do that before. It's the wildest thing. It's got to be the weather.
Yeah, I think it's the weather. They're just, this poor thing is just dotted with them. All of these little dots, these little bumps sticking out. If I can get my finger to go the right way. are all sprouted seeds.
Crazy.
Huh.
Well, you've got your sprouts and your tomato in one.
This
Like how
Right.
everybody's like microgreens.
this
It's
one
the
is
new
sprouted to the point that it has a leaf on it.
Drop that into a,
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
That's
drop that into
wild.
a pot full of soil and
Yeah.
mhm.
Start
Yeah.
over. Maybe
I've
you could
debated
grow.
doing that. Like I've gone through crazy ups and downs with these peppers, right?
Mm.
First year gardener, all that fun stuff. And, they've been tiny, they've gotten bigger, they like the pots, they hate the pots.
Hmm.
One bunch there's like 5. It was the first bunch to actually start sprouting when I was germinating the seeds. And it loves the pot that it's in. It's absolutely tickled with it. And those are the first ones that are starting to produce little peppers on them now. And I'm sitting there going, okay. So we tried the swamp stuff. We did composted dirt. We did yard dirt. We did
Hmm.
silty, sandy stuff. I
Yeah.
made like a Frankenstein's hodgepodge of everything.
Yeah.
And all it came down to was putting the damn thing on a pallet. I'm like, come on, man.
For
That's all it came down
circulation,
to.
it was it circulation that it needed, or it just needed to cool its roots? Like, because peppers like heat. Like what? The elevation was better. Like what? Like what did it?
So in such good compacted soil underneath of
Mhm.
it that it wasn't draining enough. And
Oh yeah. Okay.
I think they were getting irritated because there was like this fuzzy stuff that started growing around the dirt around each of the peppers. And I'm like, okay, that's not good.
Yeah.
And
No, it's
I
not.
run around the
It's a
bed and
fungus.
I'm like drilling holes and all this other stuff. And I let it dry out and it goes away.
Yeah. That's a good tip, though. I didn't know. I didn't think about that because I get plants that do that sometimes. Down here, they have those the pots that have the little insert where your pot can always have a little water at the bottom.
Mhm.
I have
Yeah.
not found any of my plants that really like that reserve water. I pull those things out of there and
Mhm.
drill holes in the bottom. None of them have liked that down here.
Whatever
The
part of the
lettuce
root,
is the only one that likes it, it seems.
whatever part of the root that's sitting in that water is going to rot.
Yeah, yeah, and you're right.
Now,
Yeah,
if
Carolyn.
you
Yeah.
do the wicking
Mhm.
method where it's wicking up into the pot, but the roots aren't actually standing in the water, it'll work.
Yeah,
But
I
it
didn't
won't
think about
work if you're.
wicking it. That's true.
But it won't work if the roots themselves are in the water.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where I ended up with because I've been doing like multiple, different methods kind of all at the same time with everything
Yeah.
just to kind of get, a better idea, I guess, with what works for me. And then
Mhm.
looking at the plant itself and seeing what it's doing, right?
Yeah.
And
Yep.
they do seem like the lettuce definitely digs that idea. Because when I was watering this stuff, it would just go boom straight through.
Mhm.
And I'm like, okay, that doesn't work as well. So let's try it this way.
Yeah,
And
lettuce
my
can be
kid actually
cracky.
was the brilliant one. Yeah, I mean, she was the one that she goes, boop, and sets it in the little blue catch, catch container that came with the pots that I got from Lowe's.
Mhm.
And the lettuce was drying out and dying and yelling at me and telling me, you're doing bad. And she just
Yeah.
boop, drops it in with fresh rainwater and it goes, I'm back again.
Yeah,
And I was
they
like,
do.
look at
Well,
you.
when you
You're
eat them,
learning.
that's what they are. Yeah. They're basically water with green on it. The lettuce. That's basically what we're eating.
And that was
Yeah.
that was the one that she wanted, right?
Mm.
She wanted watermelons and lettuce, and her sister goes strawberry, 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 strawberry. Okay,
It's
I
There
got
are
clever.
you.
She
some
figured it out.
water-loving plants, but
Yeah, and I
some
kind of
aren't.
have to because
Yeah, that
we're
will
in a
like that.
very bizarre area. You know, Pennsylvania, Maryland, Virginia is kind of a weird corridor in the country. You can get a little bit of
Mhm.
everything.
Yeah.
That's
So it's
We
Missouri.
were
kind of
in
that fine line
Manassas.
between.
Missouri is like the land
Yeah,
of extremes. We get
Mhm.
extreme heat in the summer and we get extreme cold in the winter.
Yeah.
right?
Only this year it can't make up its mind in 24 hours. It's like boom,
Everybody's
boom,
having
boom,
that
boom,
issue.
boom.
So many
And
people.
no rain. We have only
Yeah.
mowed our grass 3 times this year.
That's crazy.
And
Yeah, I should have
it's
put
almost
believe
dead out there.
If it wasn't for our
And
heat,
it
I would go
seems,
drop lettuce. I would go drop some lettuce because we've had so much rain. It's crazy, but our
I mean,
heat
and
would
it's
kill
the
it.
crazy part too, because, you know, it seems like one of the things that I keep hearing and reading from others is that the bugs are a pain this year. And I know here,
Mhm.
like, we didn't get really a winter, right? It
Yeah,
really just
and you need
kind of
that.
Yeah.
blew past us. We had a week of really, really extreme cold
Hmm.
and then nothing. So all of those critters that, typically would just, go dormant over the winter have gone absolutely bonkers this year. There's
Yeah.
Japanese beetles everywhere. There's aphids. I went out. I've got a spider that's employed in my lettuce bed, and I told him it's working for bugs. And as long as it keeps the bugs out of the lettuce bed, we're
Yeah.
good. I won't kill him. And a
Right.
ladybug has taken up.
I'll tell you what I found for Japanese beetles.
Hmm.
However, you have to start out early in the summer for it to work. Because they spend their winter as grubs in the ground,
Hmm.
Mhm.
and they mature into beetles and crawl out of the ground. Well, if you
Yeah.
catch them when they're just right before they start coming out of the ground, and they love certain plants, like they love roses, they love almost any berry.
Mm.
Ours really attacked the blackberries bad. There was 3 years in a row I had 0 blackberries.
Yeah.
Because they ate them. I mean, they ate the leaves, they ate the berries. I mean, they just decimated them.
Hey,
But,
Sean, what's up?
hi, Sean. We took last year, right before we knew they were going to start coming up, and we put Demachius earth down on the ground underneath them blackberries.
Oh, yeah. And
And
it
I'm
worked.
telling you, yeah, it worked big time.
That's awesome. Yeah, we
Right.
have a problem with leaf miners here, and they have that where they drop down into the soil.
Yeah,
So now I'm going to actually use that. That's a great. I mean,
yeah,
right now I'm picking off the darn leaves and just stomping them underfoot so they won't complete their cycle, but then it's ruining my plants.
yeah.
So I
Yeah.
like that. I like that idea. I'm going to use that. But yeah,
I think
definitely
that would be
weather
good
warfare.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I've fed enough of the wildlife in this area that I've got organically growing wild blackberry patches all through my backyard. And they're just starting to get ripe now. So they're turning that gorgeous, dark red, and probably maybe another month, give or take, before they start turning dark enough to actually start harvesting them. And there is a bunch of locust bushes that is adjacent
Uh,
to the big patch.
Okay,
And
Sean.
that's where I see a lot of these Japanese beetles going, and they like my crepe myrtles.
mhm.
So
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of a
Put
toss up. I'm
put
going between
Democritus
the
earth
two.
down next spring, because I'm telling you right now, every one of them, every one of them that are on your bushes and they're eating away, they're at
Mm-hmm.
the same time dropping eggs to the ground,
Okay.
Yeah.
and the larvae goes underground, and they become grubs over the winter, and then they turn into the beetle in the spring and come up out of the ground. But if you've watched and seen about what time they start showing up,
Mm-hmm.
put Watches earth all over the ground underneath your bushes where they're at. As they come up out of the ground, it will kill them off.
That's great.
Mhm.
Yeah, because they're soft bodied, so it cuts into them and it just destroys them.
Hmm.
Dries them out too, I think, right,
Uh-huh.
Duncan? That's
Yeah,
what it does?
it cuts them up, and it
Yeah.
causes them to dehydrate and die.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sean, I just read something because I was looking up wireworms. It says you can create your own traps by cutting in half a potato, stick a stick in the center of the potato, and just bury it. I think it was like 1 inch underground just for a day or two. And then you pull the traps out and discard the worms they love those potatoes. They'll go after them. It's like a
Huh.
trap. It's like a trap crop, but it's a trap half potato. So I thought that was kind of cool.
Interesting.
But it popped up when I went to look them up. Worms are gross. Sorry. Except for earthworms. That's the only worms I want to see in my garden is some earthworms. Made Swiss cheese with some of his plants. Oh no, even David the Good has Swiss cheese plants. That can happen down here with just water.
And I'm laughing, just throwing them in the thing, and I'm like, okay, I have to get over it. I'm gonna have to touch a worm.
Yeah, I can touch earthworms. I still can't do the hornworm thing yet.
They're nasty. I'm sorry.
Just
I've
nasty.
been in farms long enough that I've picked them off of corn. I've picked them off of tobaccos. It's just they're nasty and they're ugly
Sean, I
and they're
like
horrible.
potatoes, too. Yeah, they yeah.
I always
Totally.
plant marigolds in with my tomatoes, so it keeps the hornworms off of them.
Does it really work? I put some tomatoes
Yeah,
in
it
there
does
with
work.
the
This
basil.
It does
diatomaceous
work.
earth everywhere.
Yeah,
I have I've
gonna
seen
do
a
that.
big difference in the years I do put marigolds in there and the years that I
It seems
don't.
to work. It's
Yeah.
worked
works.
on the soil itself,
Mhm.
keeping the stuff off of it. And then I'm like, can I put it on the plants? Yes, you can put it on the plants. Okay.
Yes, you can put it on the plants. It won't hurt you even if you don't get it all washed off and you eat it. It won't hurt you.
Yeah, they have actually
Right. Well,
diatomaceous earth
I
that
do
we
the
can
little
eat.
Just make
diatomaceous earth
sure
detoxing
make
thing
sure
too.
Mhm.
the diatomaceous earth you get is
It's
food
food
grade.
grade. Yeah,
Yeah.
food grade. Yeah, because you can deworm yourself
Yep.
with that stuff.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah. We use it for animals,
Yes.
Yeah. Yep. It's a great dewormer.
but you do have to make sure it's food grade.
I use it for the cat too. Yeah.
Yeah, Ray Hello took
Oh,
I
photos
use
gosh,
it
in
for
it.
the cat. I
raining there
think she's
again.
one of the main
Send some of that rain over here. We need
Yeah,
it so bad it's unreal.
I wish I could send you some. We
The only
have not
thing growing
stopped
in my
except for maybe
yard
3 days.
is
Mhm.
wild lettuce weeds.
I'll take some wild lettuce.
Yeah.
That's a painkiller. I can't grow that. I haven't seen it down here at all. I don't
Oh,
know.
really? That's
Yeah.
all we have. That's all we have growing. All the grass is gone. It's dead.
That and the what's the bone mender one? They call it the bone mender.
Oh,
That you
comfrey.
haven't seen either one down here. We also don't get dandelions because our soil is so high in calcium and
Oh.
phosphorus.
Yeah. See, a lot of those they actually like poor soil.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they like soil that is calcium deficient. I heard, or it's either calcium or phosphorus deficient.
Yeah. Well,
But-
even here, most of the time they grow like in road ditches
Okay.
and stuff like that. Mullen's the same way.
Yeah, I melted my mullein. I've got the seeds. It grew up
Oh.
because you usually get it the second year, right? Is when
Uh-huh.
you're supposed to use it. Didn't make it to the second year. Just like, ugh. The sun
Actually, it
got
is
to
a
it.
biannual plant. It will
That's
come up
another
the
one that you
first
can
year.
use for pain, isn't it?
Mullein is for your lungs. It's
Lungs. Yeah.
for congestion.
I smoke
Gotcha.
mullein.
Gotcha.
Yeah, some people smoke it. Some people
Yeah, I smoke it
dehydrate it
because
and
it
take
literally puts it. You can make a tea with it and drink it too, but
Yeah, that
smoking
too.
it puts it directly at the source.
We don't even get the good weeds. Oh, I know. Right?
Right.
Don't get the good weeds.
I've heard of that before too. Now
I could probably send you some.
if it comes down to it, right? And
Mhm.
it comes down to, okay, so there's no more nebs, there's no more this, no more that. That definitely seems like that's a feasible alternative.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
the whole process of making like mustard oil
Mhm.
it seems a little bit excessive even for my attempts. At least this early in the game. I'm over here going, God, what have I done? I've got 90,000 different kinds of stuff growing. And it's my first year. What am I doing?
But that's what you do to
Everything. You're doing
it's
everything.
experimenting.
If you can put it in the
Yeah.
ground, put it in the ground.
Yeah.
It's all big experiment when you're first starting out. I'm still experimenting. I think we're like little
Yeah.
mad scientists, a lot of gardeners.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, it's like
I just
cooks.
kept telling
True.
myself,
Their kitchen is
if I
their
get
mad
one,
science lab.
Yeah, it's true.
I'd be
Chefs
happy.
are. Yeah. Sorry. What was that? If you got what? One what?
Yeah.
What was it? You got one what though? I didn't hear what you said.
If I got one pepper
Yeah.
to, produce
Fruit.
peppers, or one watermelon to produce a watermelon,
Mhm.
anything.
You'll get it.
If I got even one of anything to survive this attempt, then I've been doing good.
Peppers
And
are heat
I
lovers.
did somehow
Yeah.
I did the potatoes backwards, but apparently it's working.
You did 'em
As long as it
backwards?
works,
That's
that's
cool.
all that matters.
It's true. That's true. What do you mean you did them backwards though?
Well,
the
and the funny
potato?
thing is, with the one that I got on the side of the house, I
Mhm.
planted a couple to, yeah, I did them backwards. So I planted the potatoes,
Mhm.
I guess, maybe 2 or 3 inches away from the top of the dirt in the container
Oh, okay. You didn't
instead of
mound
all the
up.
way down at the bottom.
Yeah.
And
You
I
have to
was like,
mound
is
up
it
with
going to
them.
matter? Everybody goes, well, maybe not.
You will probably still get potatoes out of them. You just won't
I
get
just
as
put them down in the
many.
ground. So
Yeah, you just won't
they're
get as
all
many.
shooting out, and they've already, done their pollination phase.
Mhm. Mhm.
See,
They
I plant mine, and when they get about probably 6 inches
I
or
mean,
so
we'll see.
tall,
yeah.
I put more dirt over them and just leave a
Yeah, the
couple of
mounding
leaves.
up.
Yeah,
Yep. That's what I've always
And
seen too. I haven't
right.
grown them. I haven't grown any
Yeah,
yet. But
I keep
Now,
doing that till it's full.
but they're
I
related to
did.
tomatoes, and you do the same thing with tomatoes. When you take your starts
Nice,
out, you
Sean.
plant them deeper. Nice, Sean. You plant them deeper. The tomatoes, because all
Okay.
those little that fuzz is all root hairs
Yeah.
along that stem.
Now, see, with my tomatoes,
Have
I
a good one,
heal
Sean.
my
Right.
tomatoes up.
Mm. Yeah,
My
Okay.
rows are probably 2-foot heels
that's
all the way
awesome.
down. And then I plant my tomatoes in them.
Mm-hmm.
That
Mm-hmm.
way they have a really deep root.
Yeah, and they're related to potatoes, so it makes sense. They're both
Mhm.
nightshade family. I wonder though, with the eggplants, what do you do, since they're kind of in the same family?
I've never tried deep planting an eggplant.
Yeah, because I was wondering, because it's the same thing. Like,
Yeah,
I
I've
wonder
Aren't
if
grew
they
you
them, but
would.
I've
vines?
never. No.
Hmm? No, eggplants. No, they're plants.
Yeah, they're
Okay.
They're like a pepper plant, aren't they? Like looking kind of like a pepper
kind
plant.
of like that.
Yeah, I haven't
Yeah.
grown them because my family won't eat them. I'm the only one that would eat them, and I don't.
Mm.
I'm not supposed to eat them, according to Dr.
Yeah.
Gundry. Like,
Yeah.
you're not supposed to. They're one of those ones that has high defense system within it.
Well, that's
I
the other
know.
crazy part.
My favorite
Not
veggie of
realizing that
all time.
99,
What was that,
But
Carolyn?
yeah, not
Not realizing that a lot of them have the defenses and that certain vegetables we're
not
really not supposed to
realizing
be
that
eating.
a lot of the food issues that we have.
Oh, we lost you.
Well, yeah, but also realizing that so many of the food issues that you didn't realize were because it's of a certain family, and everything in that family has
Mm,
some sort of tendency to
want to
get you.
kill you. Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
shoot.
Yeah, I
My
can
connection's
do
just bad.
peppers, but tomatoes, it's the acidity that gets me at the tomatoes. The eggplant, it's their defense system, or I have a sensitivity to that plant. I had a really bad reaction to an eggplant terrine at a restaurant. They were delicious. I was enjoying them. We were also enjoying martinis. So my husband thought I was drunk. I said, no, this is not drunk. I don't get diarrhea immediately in a restaurant because I'm drunk. I'm like, no, you throw up. I'm like, this is not drunk. I said, and the way I'm feeling, I said, no, this is an allergic reaction. I'm having a bad reaction. I need Benadryl. I need Zantac.
Oh
And
my.
I need Advil now. I'm like, it's like I was almost on the
Yeah.
floor, Carolyn, of the bathroom. It was that bad, like ready to pass out.
Yeah.
And all I did was eat that, those 3 got them in my system. Sure enough, it stopped. And I said,
Mm.
see, I told
I'm
you.
that way with bananas.
No, really?
Mm.
Hmm.
Did they say why? Like, is it anything in particular?
I've been that way my whole life.
Wow. Good
I
thing you didn't have
will-
celiac,
Same
because
here.
celiac was
I
the
will-
banana babies.
Yes.
Break out in hives,
Mhm.
and my throat and stuff will start swelling shut.
Oh, you
Just
have
from
anaphylaxis?
Just from touching the boxes the bananas come in at the store.
Never heard somebody so allergic to bananas. I've heard that with peanuts all over the place, but I've never heard it with bananas.
Yep.
Thank God. Yeah, thank God you weren't celiac.
Now I get
Oh.
I get the breathing thing and the airway thing with bananas. And
you?
oddly enough, it didn't happen until they started putting out the bananas without the black seeds in the middle. Those were, I think, the original bananas.
Yeah, they
And
got
after,
mhm.
they got rid of the, I guess, what
they
everybody was
didn't
used to,
yeah, they didn't
banana
have
wise, I started to have like the,
is a
throat
different cultivar.
tightening and
Mhm.
the
No, I
stomach
don't carry an
burning
EpiPen.
and instant bad reaction. And it's like
Mhm.
The Exorcist. It's no good.
The
But I
seeds are
have been
closest
known.
to the wild ones. They're
Yeah.
seeded,
Yeah.
and they're really seeded, the wild bananas that
I've learned to.
yeah. But what happened was it's called I can't say the word, Focillium or something, wilt, and we almost lost all the bananas. Like all of them were related to each other. So they brought in, I think, another cultivar to somehow marry them and create a new banana.
Yeah.
And so you might have been
And
having
that
an allergy to
that
that other
Frankenstein
cultivar.
banana is no
The
bueno.
yeah. But that's always with bananas. Like if that wilt takes over in my backyard, I've lost that banana, and I might not even be able to put a banana in my backyard because it just can wipe them out. And it's very, very like contagious too. It can
Now,
wipe
how do
out
you know?
all our bananas.
Huh.
How do
what,
y'all
Absent?
know whether you got a? Well, obviously, if you've planted it, but how do you know if it's a first year tree or a second year tree?
For which one? What do you mean? You have a tree that you bought?
Yeah, the dwarf banana tree.
Oh, the dwarf
It's
banana.
it's still pretty small, right?
Mhm.
But it's kicking up a lot of leaves. It's growing taller. It's getting taller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you give them what you
How
want.
do you know if it's a first year tree or second year tree? And that may sound very basic because I know it says
It
from
depends,
what I
like if
read
they've
that the
died
second
back.
year it flowers.
Yeah.
Yeah, it depends if they got a frost and died back. That's the only way that you would have a second year tree. That's with bananas, they're plants and they shoot up from the corm. And the size of those dwarfs are only a few months old that usually they sell. And you can tell by the base of the
Yeah.
plant. That's usually how you tell. Because if it dies back, usually you'll
Okay.
see it's a bigger base and there's a smaller plant coming out of that base, and you'll have kind of like the dead outer leaves. You'll have like rings down at the bottom. That it would be like a second year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You would have that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if it's
Okay.
all
So the
one
bottom
plant,
would be darker, and as it shoots.
it would be like a step,
Well,
like a step in.
yeah, you'll have what's
ahead.
left of the dead leaves from the previous, before the frost.
Yeah. Yeah.
Before that first frost. You'll
Unless
have
they
what's
cut it off.
left.
If she bought it, if she bought it in the
Yeah,
store,
they
I'm
could have
thinking
trimmed
they'll
it
trim
down,
it.
but if you rake the dirt back a little bit, you will probably see it if it's there.
Unless you're getting it at like a Lowe's or a Home Depot.
Okay.
And they're, selling second year trees. But usually it's always first year. They sell
Yeah, no,
in the
I just got it
stores.
at my local grocery store.
Yeah, so it's a first year.
Okay.
Yeah,
First
probably.
year. And then it takes a while for them to get ready on that rack
Okay.
too. You wait for quite a while for
Yeah,
them.
Oh yeah.
yeah, it's still kind of itty bitty, and Banana Bob is doing well.
I love
The
that.
kids
Banana
named it
Bob.
Banana Bob.
Kathy
So
raises a
that's our
lot
little
of
banana
bananas.
tree.
Yeah. Kathy has the taller. I won't even mess with some of the taller
Yeah, she has
varieties.
taller
Glenn,
ones.
yeah, Glenn has. That's because I think she has the ice cream, and so does Glenn. But the my dwarf bananas, if it's a healthy dwarf, it can get huge, like huge around the base, and then we have to cut that down at the ground, and it's a lot of work because it's all filled with liquid. Like the whole core, you could juice it.
Huh.
Like you could, and in India, I found out they do. They press it out just like sugarcane. They use it.
Cool.
Yeah,
They use every
yeah.
part of the
I've
plant, and like,
seen it in Burma
Cool.
too.
yeah. Oh, good, you're still there, Bob. I didn't know if you walked away. Yeah,
Well,
they
Yeah,
use the
yeah.
leaves there too, Bob. Right
the
for
lady, yeah, the lady,
Mhm.
placemats.
Yeah, I've seen them use for placemats.
yeah,
Use it for a
Yeah.
tablecloth.
Yep, and you can cook with them. They use
You
them
know.
like where you
Uh-huh.
wrap up, almost like a tamale. How you use a corn husk for a tamale.
Yeah.
They will put a meal in there, wrap it,
Right.
steam
Right.
it. Yeah.
Yep. I've seen them use banana leaves for steamed rice
Yeah.
and for something called bikol. It's like it's rice with coconut milk mixed with it.
Mm.
It's very thick and it's very
It's a
sweet.
Yeah,
kind
they
of
Wrap it up in
in
a banana leaf and they'll
in
Yum.
Hawaii they dig what they call an emu, which is a big hole in the ground,
yeah.
and they put a whole hog in there and cover it with banana leaves and stuff and
Yeah.
cook
Yep.
them.
Now I wondered if you got the banana allergy from the GMO Franken bananas, would you be okay to eat these dwarf Cavendish? Would it possibly
No,
I
cause
she
have
can't
issues?
get near a banana at all. They're
Uh-uh.
all related to each other. They all go back to
Yeah.
one cultivar, most of them,
Okay.
or two. They come from two different cultivars. I
So
take that back.
probably
And they all go
these
back.
would not be good.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
all go
and it
back to that
seems like
main.
the older I get, the worse the allergy gets.
Right? Yeah. Oh, good
That
night, Daddy. Love you.
happens. Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's one of the side effects of all of the other stuff that they've inundated us with.
Yeah. And also our hormones
'Cause
too.
the
Like our
thing that I
body
get,
just
Yeah. Yeah.
can't
But
do what
even
it
as
used
a
to do as
child, I
well.
was allergic to bananas. They would make me
Yeah.
sick, but not the way they do now.
Yeah.
Now, the last
Yeah.
time I had a reaction to bananas, it was literally just from touching
Sorry,
the
storms.
boxes that they were in. Because
That's
banana
frightening.
boxes are palleted. They're great for packing, like if you're
Mhm.
moving and stuff.
Yeah.
I can't do that. I tried it.
Yeah. I wonder if you
And
could get pineapple boxes instead. Like if they
probably,
are similar, like any real heavy
yeah.
kind of fruit might,
Any
like tropical.
palleted box at work. But yeah,
Yeah.
I was just
Touching the
taking the
box.
bags out of the boxes and stacking them
Yeah.
up to take in the house to pack stuff up in. I started breaking out in hives and my throat started swelling shut. And I was like, oh,
Oh
dear
my
Lord, please let
gosh.
me have Benadryl in the house yet.
Right?
And
Yeah.
I just turned the bottle of Benadryl up and chugged it.
Yeah. And Carolyn can back me up with this. I'm pretty sure that combo that I said, the Zantac, Advil, and the Benadryl, it shuts down all the overreactions in the system if you do get a really, really bad hit like I did, where my whole system was going berserko. It was from an anesthesiologist. She told me when I got poisoned from sulfa, when I was having an allergic reaction to sulfa, and I was getting the sandpaper skin and the same thing, like pressure on my chest.
Yeah.
And she's like, I want you to go home, stop taking the antibiotic, and take these 3 things to shut that down. And then maybe you can go back to your doctor and get a different antibiotic. She's like, you're probably allergic to that sulfa that's in that one. It was Bactrim. And a lot of people have that allergy now.
Yeah.
A lot of people do. But that is a magic combo to have on hand, like for shift and stuff.
Yeah.
Like in case you can't get it, you can. And in case the Benadryl alone isn't hitting it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I was
I
glad
I just turned it up and chugged it. I was like,
yeah, I
Actually,
keep children.
we
I
gotta
keep children.
stop this stuff.
believe it or not, that same combo works really well for autoimmune stuff. It's the same process, right?
Oh, something. Your mic is cutting out.
Shuts down the histamine response. That
Carolyn,
shuts down.
I can't hear you. Your mic is like, Carolyn, can you hear me? Your mic is just totally cracking.
Yeah.
No, it's cracking really bad. I'm gonna have to mute your mic. There. I don't think it's you, Bob, is it?
There.
Yeah. No, it's Carolyn.
No, it's her.
No,
It's just
no.
what
Check
she
your
calls.
connection if you have it plugged in, and then I'll unmute you and see. That was really weird. It just went berserk.
Yeah, it just started doing it.
Yeah.
But she may
Nope,
have a
it's still
loose connection too.
Better.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. There it is.
Check
It's
your-
better.
Check
That's
your
what I was
power.
thinking, the plug.
Yeah.
If you have a headset. It was sounding like it was pulling out.
Huh.
There you go. You're good. That was weird. It just
Yep.
That's all we
Probably a,
heard. We couldn't
loose
hear you.
USB.
It sounded like somebody's seriously wadding up paper.
Yeah. Right in the mic. Bizarre.
There's a whole bunch of fireworks going off right now.
You're just so
Oh,
excited to
God.
talk about that combo. What?
Mm-hmm.
Take that. It shuts my kidneys. Whoa. Yeah, I cannot take that. It shuts my kidneys down. Oh, what? Sulfa?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That combo.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah. The
Once-
Cipro.
the
too, I
histamine
can't take.
response.
Yeah.
Same
Go ahead,
here.
Carolyn.
So
Yeah,
that's
it's-
an important combo for whether it's a migraine or anything else kind of in the field of an allergic reaction. That's a good combo to have, because it does exactly that. It knocks down all three parts of the allergic reaction, from the inflammatory route, the histamine route, and, particularly if it's something that you've ingested, the stomach route, because that will also go nuts. So
Yeah.
that's
And
a
that's
big one
what-
to keep.
Yeah. I was glad to know at that time in the restaurant, or I wasn't making it out of there without crapping my pants, probably. The Benadryl knocked it down just enough to get to the Publix across the street with my husband. He had to drive me. I couldn't even drive. It was so bad. The inflammation that was hitting was making it difficult for me to sit up straight. So, yeah. It was the worst. And it wasn't food poisoning because that shut it down and it didn't come back. It was an allergic reaction.
Yeah.
Oh, they're so pretty, Bob.
Nasturtiums. Yeah,
Nasturtiums.
they just popped.
Oh, I like
Yeah,
that.
Davey yesterday. I gave him some Alaska fish fertilizer emulsion, and the next day, there they go.
That's the magic elixir.
Go.
511.
The fix all. Yeah.
Everybody's like, oh, it stinks so bad. I'm like, I live in Florida. It's really not that bad. We smell that when we go towards the beach.
I can tolerate it for part of the day. I just fill up a big gallon water jug and we'll walk in a circle and give them all a little drink.
Yeah, I can't take cephalosporins either, Q. That's what took me, I think, into fibro. They don't tell people that how dangerous they are, and they fought for a long time to not put a black box warning on those drugs. And they finally did. Just a shame because people lost their ability to walk over Cipro and Levaquin.
You've been amazed. If you watch TV and you watch the advertisements and pay attention to them.
I know.
How
Ask your
many
doctor
drugs
about.
How many drugs have you seen?
Yeah, there's always those commercials.
Right.
They're advertising, oh, it's going to fix this problem.
Yeah.
But yet in their big spill of, side effects, there's that problem.
Yeah.
It can cause it.
That's, the fibro drugs are like that too. It says that. Like, side effects could be things that are just like the fibro that you're trying to control.
Went to my son has got 2 cameras,
Mhm.
big ones, and lenses and all that. He's getting into photography.
Oh, cool.
So we all 3 went out to the Nisqually River Delta Nature Preserve.
Pretty.
And this is the picture that I took with my little phone of a great blue heron.
Awesome,
Oh,
Bob.
cool.
Those are really spooky. They're
Yeah,
very hard
yeah,
to
they
get
will
a
spook.
picture
All
of.
the heron family all spooks. The little green heron gets pissed if
Oh,
you
no.
like. It almost makes a noise like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard that before. I scared one out of a
Yeah,
stream
they're like
once,
pissed
and
off.
cracking the me, man. Whoa, dude,
And it's the smallest one too, and it's like just like small dogs. It's the smallest heron. It's
Oh, yeah.
so funny. That was a great photo. I
Yep.
agree,
Yeah.
Tofu. Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Does look really nice. Yeah.
Oh wow, Q, you have a lot of allergies. I'm so sorry. Oh, it's for a kidney. Oh, okay. That's terrible. I'm so sorry, sweetheart. The stuff Brenda recommended, they actually have did you know the same brand makes something for your stomach so you can heal your
Yeah.
stomach?
Yeah, you
I
can get
got that one to try next. I'm trying that one now.
My daughter actually healed her ulcers using that aloe vera stomach formula.
Oh, okay. I was thinking maybe if I have a little leaky gut going on, that it might help with that.
Well, it's going to go all through your system, so it's going to heal your intestines and your colon and everything. I used to have really bad colon issues. Uh, the lupus was attacking my colon, and
Yeah,
uh,
horrible.
whenever they did a colonoscopy, they said my colon was just covered in red, blotchy inflammation everywhere. I
Awful.
couldn't eat. If I had to go to town or something,
Mhm.
I had to schedule it and not eat the day before and not eat that day until I got back home.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
It's a
I literally could sit down and I couldn't even get a half a plate of food down and I'd be running for the bathroom.
mm,
It
yeah,
was bad. And
that's
I was in
horrible.
constant pain.
Mm.
Constant pain.
Is that you found this though from your bird that was sick with liver disease, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Q. I don't know if you can take it or not, but it's all natural and it really was helping me feel better. And then I realized it's like you have to take it in a certain amount of time, and I forgot to take it and then just forgot a couple more times and it got really funky. So I was like, oh. But I had gone through most of it. I had gone through most
Okay.
of
I
it.
was gonna say I keep mine refrigerated.
Yeah, mine's in the fridge too.
Oh,
I was
okay.
surprised it got like I don't know. It just got darker from just like how it'll oxidize, I guess, from opening it. Hey, Cornfed Life, good to
Probably.
see you. And then it got just like more bitter. Got more bitter. But
Yeah.
I wanted to try the other one to see if it is my gut that is causing a lot of the autoimmune because I've heard that can
Well,
Yes.
really
even just plain
screw you up.
aloe vera
Yeah,
will heal your stomach and your intestines and stuff
yeah, yeah,
because aloe vera is a natural healer.
yeah. It's a how do you say that? It's the same thing that's in the center of okra that grosses people out.
Yeah.
Mucilage. It's a
Oh,
mucilage vegetable
Yeah.
or
It looks like
plant.
wad of snot or something.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
mucilage. It's like
Yeah.
named after mucus. It's
Mhm.
something like that, a word
Yeah.
like that. But okra is the same way. Okra helps the stomach and everything because of the inside, but I can't get that's like snot
Yeah.
to me. Raw okra is just
Yeah.
I like that.
yeah. Like,
I'm ornery. I like that stuff. I'm ornery.
I can't
give
do
me
it.
some raw okra, please. I'll
No.
take that snot
No.
with a little
Now I
hot
put
pepper.
my aloe vera in my morning coffee,
Oh,
which
oh,
you really
that's
don't
different.
taste. There's very little taste that you can barely
It,
taste it. I mean, barely taste
you have
it.
a low acid coffee, so the acid's not like
No.
canceling some of the benefit out. I'd wondered if it would. I'm sorry. See how
I'm
we always
hungry.
even when I said it tastes kind of like snot, really? Like that
Yeah.
texture? What is that? I meant the meds they gave me for a kidney and bladder.
No, if I'm gonna eat
Oh,
spam, I want it
cause
fried.
that's terrible, Q. I thought you meant the Lexapro did it. I'm sorry, I misread it. I am so sorry. Yeah, kidney failure is
that's-
horrible. I didn't know you were going through that, hon. I'm so sorry. That is so. Ugh. I'm so sorry. Well, maybe just some plain aloe vera will help soothe your system, including your kidneys.
There's another channel that's out and around
Mhm.
that, yeah,
Gardening Warrior Q.
there's another channel out, and this guy goes the holistic-ish route, right? With
Okay.
all of these different treatments that you can do and kind of create a regimen, particularly with the gut stuff, where you use like fenbendazole and then the diatomaceous earth, and you can use amoxicillin or doxycycline, depending on what it is, if you can, right?
Mhm.
Because here in this area of the country, we are just absolutely inundated with Lyme's disease ticks.
Yeah.
And my cat is an outdoor little stray cat, and I know for a fact that she will traipse through the yard and bring
Mhm.
ticks
Bring
in.
ticks in.
And
Yep.
in the
Oh,
last probably
thank you.
15 years, I've started to have an anaphylactic reaction from tick bites as well.
Great.
And
Yikes.
you
Well, at
know,
least you know when
whenever I
they're
get,
biting. At
yeah,
least you
whenever I
know.
get one of those,
Yeah.
I immediately do like a 3-day course of the doxy just because
Mhm.
Lyme's disease starts with the bacteria that's in those particular ticks. But
Yikes.
this guy, he's got this regimen, and it's kind of like an anti-parasitic cleanse.
Mhm.
And the overwhelming notion is that once you do the gut cleanse,
Mhm.
however you do it, right? If
Mhm.
it's aloe, if it's this, if it's that,
Mhm.
it will get rid of whatever is in there that's causing the autoimmune issues, the
Mm.
brain fog, the GI issues. All of that
Yeah.
stuff gets knocked out kind of at the same time. And
But
I
that's
do have
also
to say that
pending
since I
your
started
diet
doing the
too.
food grade diatomaceous earth consistently,
Yeah. Yeah.
the IBS stuff that I've been fighting with since I had my oldest has gone away.
That's great. And that
Yeah.
was from the doxy, or you did
And
the aloe?
when you're already hit with an autoimmune issue,
Yeah.
stuff, you're going to pick up stuff as you get older.
Yeah.
So that's kind of been the fight, the uphill climb, if you will.
Yeah, because your
And I've
defenses are
been
down. They're attacking other
using
things
as
and
much as
you.
I could
Yeah.
that's already
Yeah.
here.
Okay.
I strictly control my lupus
Yeah.
with
So
diet
it
Mhm.
helps.
and with
Addressing the gut
vitamins.
stuff will definitely make a big turnaround in your overall health.
The
And I've
minerals.
noticed even
Yeah.
right. And I've noticed a big change in the struggle with insomnia.
Mhm. Oh,
Yeah.
and I use herbs.
Yeah.
I
You're a
won't.
walking
I won't.
miracle with the lupus. Yeah.
I am. Well, the
You
doctors
are.
told me when I was 22 that I would be crippled and in a wheelchair before I was
Yeah.
40.
Because you've had it that's why I said it, because you've had it for so many years. You should definitely have a way
Yeah.
more damage.
And
You
I'm
know.
63 and still walking.
It's amazing.
So,
That's
but
amazing.
Gardening Warrior
It's
Q,
good.
kidneys,
It's working.
eat your asparagus.
Really? I thought they were hard. I thought asparagus was hard on the kidneys. It's better. It's good for the kidneys. Gosh, I hate that smell when I eat. I love asparagus. Hate the smell.
It's a kidney cleanser,
Mm,
which is one reason why your pee stinks after you eat.
yeah. Yeah.
asparagus. It literally is cleansing all that junk out of your kidneys.
I know with watermelon, the reason you salt it is it's basically a diuretic that you're eating. You salt it
Uh-huh.
so it will remain in your system and become an electrolyte. That's another tip for, the
Uh-huh.
heat is having cold watermelon on hand that you can put a little sea salt on. But I also used artichoke hearts as a diuretic too, like on your
Uh-huh.
salad. When I
Yeah.
wasn't sure what the pain was, I thought it was my kidneys. I thought I had like kidney stones or something,
Yeah.
but they were never finding it. And I'm like, it just feels like it's back there. I didn't realize it was fibro. I didn't realize. But then also, it can be referred pain from your gut to the back.
Yeah.
And yeah. So anyway, we're probably boring poor Bob. He's like, oh, these women. I'm sorry, Bob. I'm so sorry. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. But Bob's actually I've watched
Yeah. That
like
smell is them
Philippine.
cleaning your kidneys out. Yep. It's them
Oh,
flushing all the bad stuff out of your kidneys.
okay. That makes sense. I
Now,
was
I'll tell you
watching.
another thing that's really good for your kidneys too.
Okay.
Sounds weird, but
Mhm.
it works. It will get rid of kidney infections. It will also get rid of kidney stones.
They're so good, Pete.
Believe it or not, the silk off of corn.
How do you eat it though? How do you
You
eat the
don't. You
silk?
make a tea with it.
Oh, corn silk tea. I've heard about that. Okay.
Yeah.
And that's what it's for? Is it for kidney health?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
I've heard about corn silk tea
Yeah.
before, but I didn't remember what it was for. Okay.
Now, if you want a good diuretic,
Oh, thanks. Tofu. Okay,
parsley.
Bob. I'm sorry if we
Hi, prepping. Uh-oh, Mrs. is home.
go enjoy your misses. We'll catch up soon, Bob. I love you. I'll try and send you an email. I've been really bad with the emails with you and I. I'm sorry about that.
I'm terrible with email.
Yeah, I am too.
I will go for 2 or 3 months without checking my email.
I have fallen into that too myself before.
Yeah.
And I have like 3 different emails because I have the YouTube email and I have like a Gmail for the
Hi,
YouTube
prepping.
that's different because I was getting so many ads.
You will not believe, since I pulled the skin off of this, how much these tomatoes have grown.
That's crazy.
Can you see
You should
that?
do a short. You should do a short on it for your channel.
Both of them. Even that one has, well, I turned it too far.
That's
Even
crazy.
that little one has sprouted out, but that one really has. It's like standing up and saying,
It looks like it
hello,
has
world.
parasites. Talking about
Yeah,
parasites.
yeah, it looks almost like a worm or something in there. What?
Yeah. I remember cutting open a
No.
tomato and seeing that and thinking it was
That's
worms.
wild.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, much love to the Mrs. Bob. He didn't really get a word in edgewise with us 3 women. Poor Bob.
Sorry, Bob.
Well,
Sorry, Bob.
look at it this way. That's how we learned how to heal each other back in the day, right?
Yeah, we're exchanging really good information and I'm glad for it for sure. Yeah, tofu, isn't that interesting? Well, that's kind of like what we were talking about, like with Bob before, was in the Philippines, they use every part of that banana plant. They will use every part.
Definitely.
And, they will fix this dish where they actually leave the skin on the banana and they steam the banana and they mush the whole thing up together after it's been completely steamed. They'll steam like an ubi yam in there and they'll pull that out, eat it. And it's not when you say like an ubi yam, it's more like a potato. It doesn't have like a sweet potato flavor.
Yeah.
It's more potato bland, like a little more bland than what you would think. They'll pull that big chunk out and then continue to steam that banana down because of the fibrous, outside.
Yeah.
And then you see them get out this huge, it's almost as tall as the mortar and pestle. And they mash it all down and they make almost like a dessert that they all are like, oh, I love that. They'll use like a condensed milk in it and a little sugar. and it's kind of like a banana paste dessert, but they've ended up using everything on that banana, like the skin, and then they'll juice the tree. And
Well,
I just think I would love to do that. What?
Reality is here in America, we have become such a wasteful society.
We have. I agree.
We waste so much. 90% of our produce, even if we grow it, we peel it.
Mm-hmm.
Where's your vitamins at?
Yeah.
They're in that
It's a lot
peeling.
of- yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
That's like a potato salad. I usually make it. I clean them real good, and I'll make it with the skins on. At least to keep something good in there, because actually I've gotten better with like the mayo. I make sure it's real mayo. If I don't make it, I go and make sure it's real mayo.
Yeah.
Hellman's is not who they used to be
No.
at all. It's all soy.
No, and neither is Miracle Whip. I mean, you're talking.
Oh, yeah, no. My husband he still loves that stuff. I'm like, I can't touch it.
It tastes different now.
Yeah, all of them are different. They all have so many fillers. Like,
well,
for
that's
starters,
the crazy part.
It's loaded
Once you
with
go down those rabbit holes, yeah,
which one?
they got all that stuff in them, all the extra frankenfood stuff, and then you look at who owns these food suppliers, right? I went down a rabbit hole with that the other day, and you look at, Kraft, you look at your salad dressing, right, and then you look at your condiments. You begin to Buffett over here, and it's Gates over here, and it's this one over here, and this one, and it's like, okay, so
Duke's, they're
that
using
explains a
soy
lot,
into,
right?
I think,
and then you begin to
PG.
understand that there's the soy in it, right? The soy is the endocrine disruptor, and it screws up your thyroid, which can also screw up your pancreas, which can also screw up your guts and your inflammatory system.
Wow.
Yeah.
I knew my body didn't like it. I didn't know it was disturbing that many things.
Oh, yeah.
I get instant migraines with
anytime
soy
you get into something like
and it's a big thing
the thyroid
of,
or the pituitary
how
glands.
it responds, how for older people, I mean, for the older folks, I'll say Gen X.
I think you're on a delay a little bit.
For the Gen X and up.
Yeah.
You're
in and out, Carolyn. We're getting you, and then we're not getting you.
Yeah.
We just lost you.
She's gone silent, The
what
water off of your potatoes.
Yeah. Sorry.
Really any vegetables.
But I mean.
Hold on. Brenda's talking. Wait a second.
It's fine to drink it, but it does wonders in your garden.
I never knew they drank that, but that makes sense because it's vitamin C water.
Tofu. We completely lost her now.
Yeah. I hope that was her signal.
Tofu was talking about
didn't come off
they made potato salad today with the skins and then saved the water and drank it.
Yeah, I read that.
You can do that, but it's also good for your garden if you don't want to drink it.
Yeah. Yeah, I was wondering that myself. I was actually saving my canning water because I was hoping to can like the next day, and I wasn't sure if people do that like after they run it, if they save that water, or is that not okay to do? Is it sanitary or not?
I usually don't, but
I mean, if nothing leaks.
Yeah, as long as nothing leaks into it, it should be fine. I don't know. I'm just a.
Yeah, no, I won't. I wasn't sure. It was my first thing I ever canned, and then because I wasn't ready to can up anything else, I gave it to the garden. I usually
just don't. I prefer to err on the side of caution rather than.
Yeah. So you don't can in a rebel way either, or
I do some things
that are traditional. I don't even like to use that word. It's just traditional. The Amish are considered rebels, but they've been doing it longer than most people have, and they're pretty much
you talk about traditional. That they're This is more traditional.
Yeah. They
I'll
don't
never
even a
forget.
pressure can. They water
No.
bath for like 3 hours, but I'm thinking, well, what's good that's
Yeah.
left in that can as far as nutrition? Like,
It's probably not any harder on it than putting it under pressure and heat.
okay. Yeah. Okay. True. Very true. This gifted 3. That's nice. Hello, tofu. That's a great place to start.
Yeah, it is.
It's a great place to start because once you start a garden, the garden kind of grooms you in a way. It
It does.
requires you to get up and water it when you don't want to. It requires you to look over it and make sure it doesn't have bugs and to pick the bugs off, figure it
And
out.
when that produce is ready, that's when you can. It's ready.
Yes. That
It's
part
not,
is
I don't have time today. Oh no. If it's ready, you leave it on that plant, it's going to be overripe. If you pick it off, it's going to start deteriorating. So no.
right,
The
Storm.
day it's ready is the day you get to can it.
Yeah. Yep.
Or
I can't believe, and
put it away in the freezer or whatever,
yeah.
you get to put it up.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I know I like that tip that with the tomatoes about freezing it. Thank you, Carolyn. I'm sorry you're having trouble, by the way. That's some good info too in what Carolyn just wrote about the Gen X. It's really impacting us.
Yeah.
It's going to really impact our children too because it was our children that
Yeah.
got the soy formula.
Yeah.
We had a bunch of them on soy not knowing that basically you were giving them equivalent to a birth control pill.
Yeah.
As a baby.
Yeah, as a baby, and yet they wonder why all these kids are overweight.
Yeah, overweight, or they all of a sudden developed very early, went into puberty super early, and things like that. Yeah.
Honey, I had a friend, her granddaughter, which don't get me wrong, all the kid ate was McDonald's chicken nuggets, which are loaded to the hilt with growth hormones and all that garbage. But honey,
Fillers.
that child at 5 years old had pubic hair and breasts.
No, that's horrible.
Yeah.
They're too young to go through that.
I'm like, and I just told her, I said, I hate to tell you this, but by the time that child's 20, she's going to have cancer.
I hope not. I worry about that for my husband's daughter could not get pregnant, and she did 3, not 1 round, not 2, but 3 rounds of the fake hormones, so she could hold babies in her womb. And they're the women that usually end up, it turns to cancer later on. I hope to God not, I'll be praying over her because, they made some beautiful babies. But yeah, that worries me because I've heard about that with women getting breast cancer who have gone through that to have children.
It's unnatural hormones.
Yeah. It's just such a shame because these women really are good mothers who should be able to get pregnant. I don't want to say that like judgmentally, but it seems like all the crack addicts have no problem getting pregnant and having like 10 children, and they're not watching those kids or raising them. And then there's these women.
It's not fair, but
no. But one time I said that to God, and I was praying, and He's like, "That's their wealth. Don't people squander money?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "That's the wealth, and they'll have to answer for it when they get here. Like you be you do you, Carol. Don't judge me for what I've done on the earth." I was like, oh, okay.
Hi, dear. Yeah.
Like, okay, God. Yeah, that makes sense. But that's their wealth. And it makes sense because He considers it a blessing, and they might not have anything else that really is in their life.
That's true.
Some of these people who go on and do that and have all these children have been in the system themselves and have been ruined by either family members.
Been here a while. He just didn't say nothing.
Oh, he's that's Skier. Thanks, Gear, for your watching and stuff. I appreciate it. Lots of WIC-approved foods. Yes, I know. I did not give my son those foods. I needed it, though, for his Nutrimogen, for his formula, because he was, this is when he was fostering. We were fostering him. And I would go out and buy him the organic pouches. I didn't have time to make him his food and just self-doubt and stuff. Like my mom, I wasn't raised by from scratch. Mom would only do maybe Thanksgiving from scratch and some other, like she'd make steak and stuff like that, but she wasn't like a big from scratch cooker. So yeah, I still struggle with all that. Not getting the microwave veggies because they're just so easy. But then you got them in a bag, which I don't often take them out of the bag. In all honesty, I will microwave that, and it's so bad for me, and I know it. It's also why the top three ingredients are sugar. Yeah, it's because and wheat. Those are all our crops. Those used to pay America's bills, was those crops, and sure enough, we're going to use them in everything possible. And they're GMO. And then also the glyphosate. Is that how you say it? Roundup. They spray it on all the wheat to harvest more, to make sure it.
Yeah, glyphosate.
Glyphosate. You said it. That's right. I can never say those words when I need to.
Always have to stop and think about it.
Tomorrow night I'll water to get. Oh, good, Gear.
Oh gosh, ours gets a thorough watering every day. But that's
I know, me too, PCB.
We haven't had any rain in forever.
I do try and do the organic P2E.
Yes,
so
Carol.
I'm not,
Here you go. Glyphosate. Or Carolyn, I mean.
Glyphosate. Okay, yeah. Yep, Cheerios. I know, and my kids won't.
Yeah, they advertise it as good for you because it's oats.
My daughter will not give up Cheerios. I tried to do the organic, healthy version, and she wouldn't eat them. So, yep, I know. I should have put my foot down, but I didn't. There was too many that's the thing. There was too many other things going on that we didn't realize were diet related, and what they were doing to us, like Tylenol being safe. I was dealing with the fallout from Tylenol and didn't know it. Had no idea. With now they're linking it to ADHD. And I'm sure it's, ADHD is the beginning of the spectrum. So they just do not want to say.
Yeah.
It's linked to the big A. I know. Gear, I even like those with sugar on them. And like a bowl of them. I don't eat them anymore. But I used to, like, at night, I would crave a bowl of Cheerios with sugar on them and milk. Not the best. I actually was listening to a doctor talk about milk itself and how the phosphorus is so high in milk. We can't even absorb the calcium that's in that milk because the phosphorus is so high, it kicks it out. So here we have all these people, like even our age, that have brittle bones, and you're drinking milk to get the calcium, and your body can't absorb it.
No.
So you're just doing yourself like more damage.
Your body will actually get and retain more calcium from good old spinach than it will from a whole gallon of milk.
Yeah, greens I do great on. Do you find that with your lupus that you do? You're able to absorb a lot more minerals and vitamins from the greens? Yeah, me too. That and sardines. I know they're not a super favorite, but
they're not my favorite.
But they have, you mush them up and they've got the bones right there.
Yeah.
Right? Whole nother rabbit hole. Ain't nothing like food with the extra splash of something. Glyphosate. Yep. You know it. And then it's, going through our cows. You know what they say.
If it tastes good, it ain't healthy.
Pretty much, sadly. Bad day, just long, hot day. Yeah, a long, hot day for a lot of people. That's what we were talking about, like making that, kind of a topic for discussion of all different, and we talked about it a little bit, but just how to cool off. Putting your feet in cold water too helps.
Hmm.
Anything from the neck and then doing your feet at the same time, but then you
Yeah.
might have to get up and go to the bathroom.
Your feet help, and any inside your elbow, your
Mm-hmm.
wrist,
Yeah.
even on your neck where your arteries are.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cooling those off actually cools the blood off, and it's circulating through your body, so it's cooling it as it cools your whole body as you circulate it.
Yeah. And I get headaches when it's too hot. Like when we've lost air conditioning here and the house gets into the 90s, even though our houses are made for heat because we have the tile floors and like out in our main living room, it's vaulted. We have the sliding glass doors. However, the only thing that they made across from our sliding glass door is the front door, which I'm not opening like to the street that's right there. It was corn dogs. Oh,
With
God.
extra G.
Corn dogs. I used to like those too. I ate all the bad stuff. But yeah, I will get headaches from it. It's bad too.
Yeah.
Like, so yeah, I'm gonna
I've
do that.
never been able to do the sun or the heat really well.
When I was younger, I could. I was saying that to actually, I think Homestead Aquarius and Teresa, and we were taught Teresa at actually do it for Junior, Old Ways Gardening and Prepping.
Yeah.
They still need support. He hasn't gotten to the third hopeful hospital, which yeah, we hope they get there. But I was telling them I used to be able to be on a boat in the middle of the ocean and it would be like 100 degrees and I was fine. I turned, I want to say 40. And part of it too, they tell you that your gallbladder is useless. I do not believe that anymore. Your gallbladder helps you absorb fat soluble vitamins, and it is you need it. No matter what they say, you need it because that's when things start to go awry.
Yeah.
Really
Yeah.
bad was with that happening. After having heat stress, lost my temper.
Well,
yeah, that too.
You really need the gall from the gallbladder
Honey.
in order
Yeah.
to properly digest things like
Mm-hmm.
beets.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. They have the salts that you can take, but and also ox bile. You can take that. And I do a little bit better on like something like that, like the bile salts with the enzymes. I just
You need a
don't like
groundhog trap.
what? Who
Ooh,
said
those
that?
things. Groundhogs are destructive gear.
Yeah, they are. Get that trap, son. Get it.
Yep.
Get it. Is it called a revolver? Is that your trap? Call it a quarter stick of dynamite down the hole.
It's my semi trap.
Oh no. It's the neighbor's groundhog? Oh no. What do they feed it over there? That you call it your neighbor's? I have seen that on shorts. They're feeding groundhogs like little crackers, like rice crackers somewhere. They're these big groundhogs.
What is it with these crazy people doing that?
I don't know.
They do
It's
the
I
same
don't
thing
think
with
it's an
raccoons. They feed the daggum raccoons and
Oh,
then
yeah,
they
that
wonder why
guy.
they get destructive.
Yeah, that guy with like 100 of them on his porch with hot dogs. I'm like, are you nuts?
What
They
happens
slit
when
your
you can't
throat.
afford it no more?
That's right. And you've got 100 raccoons at your back door coming in
It's
your
called a
house.
firework and a hose. Actually, when I was
Right?
a kid, it was fireworks. It was bottle rockets
I'm
and a
just
soda
kidding,
bottle.
Tofu. Bottle rockets and soda. You guys would do it that way for a groundhog? That's actually brilliant. Yeah.
Actually, we did that for crows in the corn patch.
That's good too. Oh my gosh, we saw the other day a crow on the top of a garbage can pulling out a to-go container. No joke. I was like, what the? Because we hear this rustling. And I'm like, what is that? And then you see this huge crow just sitting there on the garbage. It's like looking at us like, don't judge me.
Has
It smells.
20 raccoons. Why?
No, they'll go right into your house as soon as you stop feeding them. They'll burrow into your attic,
Uh-huh.
and they have little human hands. They
They
grab.
do.
They freak me out. Little trash pandas. I can't eat beef, but that is because my body's missing fats in the beef. I bet. Storms, I'm sure. I would miss it too. Although, oh no, I was going to say, I haven't had it in a while, but no, I got some ground beef on sale. Tacos.
I'm
They
really
grow.
not a huge beef fan.
I can't eat a lot of it because I can't digest it anymore that well.
I don't know. I just never was a big fan of beef.
Oh, I was a fan of my mom's London broil, her steak. And she she would make it was so good, and all it was like coarse dried garlic and just salt, pepper, I think. But one time I went vegetarian, was eating no meat. Mom pops in one of those London broils. I had only been a vegetarian for a week. And I was like, yeah,
she
I'm over it.
reconverted you, didn't she?
She converted me right back. I was like, yeah, Mom, you that was not nice, Mom. I don't want to see you like get sick. You need to have all the food groups. Only burgers, Argentinian beef, perhaps.
Yeah. Now, deer meat, that's a whole different story. I'll eat that in place of beef all day, every day.
I didn't grow up on it, so I don't know what it's like. I haven't really had it. I had it of all places. We had it at Disney World, sliced thin at like a smorgasbord. Yeah, it was a long time ago. It was like in one of those countries that they fixed venison. It was, one of those special dinners Mom and Dad did while we were up there. Mostly Mom. Mom always wanted to do those like experiences and stuff. More her, I think. She would make us about me, but it was, oh, let's do that for Carol. Oh yeah, let's, do that for our friends that we're meeting. You just finished, Bob. I can drop the link again. Oh my gosh, you're talking about fried pickles, and we were just talking about healthy food. Yeah, I haven't really eaten fried pickles because they came out when I went gluten-free. The only thing I will break gluten-free for is a Cinnabon. That gets me every time. Bring Cinnabons home for the family, and sure enough, I end up in them. And then I'm sore for the next day. I still haven't learned my lesson. Let me see.
All right. We made people hungry.
I know. I'm getting hungry. I cooked hamburgers for the first time ever for someone else to eat, and it smelled terrible. I couldn't eat it if I wanted to. Oh, tofu, are you vegetarian or the other vegan? I can never say it the right way.
Yes.
Vegan. I always want to say because of vegetable, I always want to say vegan. And my daughter's always making fun of me because I do that. Hey, Bob.
I think our children like doing that. Making fun of us.
So what did you have, Bob?
Oh, sure they do. Had some casserole that she made 2 days ago. Some beef and noodle casserole.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, Carolyn, I introduced Go ahead, Bob.
I've been eating for a couple of days.
Okay. Yeah.
A big thing.
We do that here at the house sometimes. Just like I actually today, by the way, to my side chat, if you put in pizza and Domino's, you get a free medium pizza if you have it for delivery. That's what we did I ordered.
They won't deliver out here.
Yeah, well, not for everybody, but for those of you near Domino's. Ranch with hot sauce is good. Yeah, I haven't mixed it with a hot sauce. I'm nearly vegan. Okay, basically, people I only eat plants, but I eat Oh, grandma's cookie. Yeah, you can't. No, don't give up grandma's
Yeah.
cookies. I was I was thinking about doing pescatarian. So I still keep the fish, but do a lot of greens because it's just what my body feels better on. And more vegetables, definitely less fruit, which sucks because I love fruit. I love
Yeah.
the
I like
mangoes. I've been
fruit, but
getting,
it is a sugar.
yeah. Oh, the mangoes have been. If I eat them too late, I do not
Oh
feel good.
gosh.
I know, but I just love
Mango
them.
jam on a biscuit.
Mhm. I was gonna make jam with the mangoes I cut up for the short that I made, but I ate it today instead. I was gonna cut up a bunch of mangoes, and I have a pineapple. I wanted to make the pineapple mango jam that somebody was talking about. They said they used to make
Oh, I
here.
couldn't live without my bacon. I gotta have my bacon.
Oh no, that's right, bacon. Oh, I forgot about bacon. Yeah, fit. I was. Oh, that's tofu. I was actually listening to a man who was talking about metabolic health, and he was saying that vegans, and vegetarians need like fat. They need a fish for the omegas because they can't get all the. I guess it's the DHA, EPA. They can only get one from a vegan source, and they can't
Oh,
get the others without eating like a fish.
pineapple mango jam. Oh my
Yes,
gosh.
that's what I was talking about. Yeah,
Oh,
I was gonna make that, but I ate my
on a
mango.
bagel with cream cheese.
Oh yeah,
Heaven.
I like raspberry. I like raspberry jelly with cream cheese on waffles, like a
Oh,
sandwich.
yummy.
I'll eat it like a sandwich. Now you're
Oh
making
yeah.
me hungry. Yeah, it's supposed to be really good for you, tofu. They're even doing like, and I don't know if I could take it to that extreme, like a sardine challenge, but you can also have mackerel where like it's a keto challenge, but it also I think could kind of be like a carnivore challenge. And it does like other than losing weight, it just does amazing things for their body
Hmm.
because you just don't realize all the stuff that is in sardines that's good for you. All the different minerals and things, I mean.
Oh yeah. Um.
But but your ketones like you get your ketones and you start burning a lot faster the ketones doing that challenge.
Mhm.
It's like a 72-hour challenge. It's really a fast because all you're
For
eating is sardines.
starters, the fat that's in fish is one of the best fats
Yeah,
for
that's what
you.
he was saying. Yeah,
Oh
for
yeah.
metabolic
Yeah.
health. Yep. It was pickled banana peppers, turkey smoked, and pineapples for dessert. I
Hey,
have
it
little
works.
banana peppers. I need to pickle some banana peppers. I have those. Those are at least are growing, but they're not growing real big because I have to get them when they're about that big or risk losing it to something like a rat.
Hmm.
Even though I have it, kind of quarantined off. But yeah, they are. It's really super for your brain and your joint health.
Mhm. Oh
Yeah,
yeah. Yeah.
heard
Yeah.
about the
It
same
is
thing.
the fat your brain needs.
Yeah, it's been going around for a little bit, Q. I just was watching a doctor that actually does it, and she's more of the fasting, like what intermittent fasting. And I was doing that, but she's like hardcore fasting. Like they came off a cruise and she was like, I think I'm on about hour 47. I'm like,
How
yeah,
do you do that on
no.
a cruise where restaurants are
No,
open
when she came
24?
off. Yeah, no,
Oh,
no. She was
okay. I was gonna
detoxing.
say.
Oh,
No, she allowed
I was
herself
gonna
like,
say.
yeah. She allowed
How do you
herself, I
do that with
guess.
all that food?
No, I wouldn't be able to. She didn't. She enjoyed it. Oh, what's wrong? I'm sorry, creative. Is it because we're making you too hungry?
Making him hungry.
he's
Yeah.
always he's always
He's
hungry.
always hungry. I think it's your metabolism, CR. I don't, we could mention like just one thing and you'd be like, oh, I'm hungry. I hit a raccoon today out on the
Mhm.
road. Guys, I'm kind of hungry.
Well, you know how them Canadians are. You know how them
That,
Canadians are.
that's true.
Watch,
Would have to be something.
Canadians are shifty, you know.
And always hungry, I guess. Mother-in-law got hepatitis from food on a cruise ship.
Yeah.
Yeah, she didn't get. She got it from the people serving the food. The blood in her food. Gross, nasty. That's why they say. I thought too that oysters are a cause of hepatitis because it's the
It's your
people I thought
superpower.
preparing them. That's gross. There now, are you losing your appetite, CR? We could talk about parasites and food. Like the enemy within, or
Talk about tapeworm.
yeah. The tapeworm diet was a thing too. I think somebody said. I was like, heck no.
It was.
Oh, I like spicy mustard. You bet. Summer sausage,
Hungry to
vegetable
learn now.
I like spicy. Yeah, I like. Actually, Boar's Head has a spicy mustard that I love. It's a horseradish mustard. It's really good. Yeah, hungry to learn. Longest fast I did was 7 days. Supplement with chicken broth. Oh, okay. And loads of water. That's like the gaps, right, Carolyn? You did like a gaps. That's what they don't do. It's not chicken bone broth because it can up your histamine. They do just a chicken broth, so you're not cooking it as long. I learned actually quite a bit about it when that big channel did it. Rebecca, his wife, did it. I can't think of his name in this. It's Justin Rhodes. When Justin Rhodes and Rebecca did it, and they had a cook there helping them because they couldn't do that and the kids and the farm, I guess. I don't know. But they did the GAPS diet and it healed her. She was really sick for a long time. A lot of people say possibly because they put a garden in too soon, I guess, after they had pigs on the plot, that she might have maybe, because she was dealing with like a SIBO, like really bad, that wouldn't get knocked back too much. And finally, with the GAPS and the medication together, I think it was it. And he took her off all supplements, though. She was like, she couldn't do supplements. But it was like a fast like that with the broth, and then a slow reintroduction of certain things, one at a time.
Yeah.
Almost like keto stuff that they would introduce.
Yeah.
That was a real thing. Aaron screwed me on all hope. Wait, what was a real thing? Well, they're amazing, Carolina. I have it. I counted. What did I miss that P2E mentioned? Oh, that sounds good. Hold on. He actually has a brain damage because his brain. Aw. Wait. What? I missed some stuff. Creator does he? What did I miss? That you guys were snacking. Yeah, right? He is always, he's tofu even said he's always hungry. 30 types of muscular. Oh, I am sorry. I didn't know that. I missed that Storm said about MD, muscular dystrophy. 30 different types, and some are fatal at birth. Consider myself lucky. Yeah. Yep. But what did I, longest fast I Sundays? What's real? I missed what I like. Cracked pepper and olive oil. Oh, those Triscuits. Yeah. I like the rosemary one when I was able to eat them. Oh my goodness. Yeah, you guys are making me hungry in the side chat.
Well, I hate to say this, but I got some chocolate ice cream out of the freezer, just softening up a little bit, right? Yeah.
That's how I like it. Do you know my dad would put it in the microwave for a few seconds so we could get right into it?
Really?
I've done that before.
Yeah.
In order to be able to scoop it out, put it in there for about 15 seconds, and
yep, does it.
It'll be
The only
scoopable
problem
then.
is it does it around the whole edge.
It
So
does.
So I'll scoop around the edge and eat it. Oh, when I said the tapeworm diet. Yeah, the tapeworm diet was a real thing. Mm-hmm. Hey, GSG, what's up? Hope you're staying safe tonight.
Hey,
Out
Coach
driving.
Gardner.
GSG, when is your wedding, your backyard wedding? My dessert is chocolate eclair. Oh yeah, chocolate eclair sounds good. I actually like though the Boston cream donuts better. They have the same like topping, the same center, but then they got the donut. Hey, welcome back, Glenn. Oh really? That's my parents' anniversary. No way.
Peanut butter cup ice cream. Yummy.
Congratulations again.
My oldest daughter likes that.
Oh, my daughter loves
I'm not a peanut
Reese's.
butter fan.
That sounds good though. I miss sub sandwiches. And then 8/12 is the big party. Neat. How are you gonna do? So you're gonna do? Oh, that's right. You guys are doing a church wedding, right? Oh, Gear finally answers back about the spicy mustard, and he's like, "No spicy mustard here, B2E." And hey, just regular mustard, which would be okay, and honey mustard, but nah.
Biscuits and mustard. Mm-hmm. Got any biscuits in there? Oh. That's
I feel like this is so funny because it's like when you're hungry, yeah, regular mustard is good too. I'll take it. I'll take it. I miss that would be like so good to have is I miss being able to get like a sub, an Italian sub with like the spicy kind of meat with just loaded with veggies and just fresh bread and then like the olive oil and vinegar dressing and I would be in heaven. We used to take those to the beach when I was younger. We'd all grab a sub or a hoagie depending on where you're from and head to the beach and just spend the end of the day at the beach and eat that would be like our dinner. It was so good. I'm pretty easy to please. That would like if my husband would take me to the beach with just a pizza at night, oh my gosh, that would be fantastic. Yes, the public subs, Glenn. So good. I miss them. I miss being able to eat them.
Never had one.
Oh, yeah, I've done that. I've done the lettuce. It's just not the same Q. Like I've done that with the lettuce wrap and the tuna. I can't touch any of that Italian, like the cold cuts anymore because all the crap they put in them. With my last hospital stay, learn to like English muffins with ketchup with egg breakfast. I used to eat, we would eat the scrambled eggs with ketchup. That's how my parents got me to eat eggs. And then Dad would make toast, like later on after I ate the eggs and got used to the taste of eggs. He would make fried eggs, and he would call them dippy eggs to make them sound fun. And then make
That's
the toast.
a Florida thing, ain't it?
I don't know. I grew up all over the place. I grew up.
Oh, really?
Like a little here, a little there. I was born in New York. 5 years in Virginia. Like we moved right away after I was born. California for about 3.5 years, and then the rest of my life down here.
Oh, okay.
But dippy eggs was.
It's because my youngest daughter, her fiance, when they were together in Florida, his 2 daughters from a previous marriage always called them dippy eggs.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like, it could be in New York. It could be in New York. It could be New York too, because we're full of New Yorkers. But yeah, and then he would slice tomato. That would be like our dinner because he could make it. It was one of those things he could cook up real easy.
I got my kids to eat eggs by making scrambled eggs and putting cinnamon on them.
I've never tried that.
Never tried that.
Yep.
That's a new one on me.
I know they do.
It tastes like French toast.
Yeah, that's how they do the keto French toast. They do it like the scrambled egg, and then you put it almost in a what do you call that? Like you know, like a cake pan. I can't think. The
Mm.
rectangle cake pan. And then they slice it and fry it in butter and cinnamon. And it's like their French toast. I think there's something else in it too that they put in it, but it's mostly that. Yeah, I thought so too, tofu. But I know what Brenda's talking about because I've seen the keto people do it. Dipping my toast.
That's how I
and
got my
eggs.
kids to eat eggs to start out with.
I want to try that recipe and see actually if I can get Malachi to do it. I was just thinking that, so thanks for reminding me. Like you know when you're thinking something on your way to bed or somewhere, and you just forget that you were thinking about it.
Walking into the kitchen.
Who's walking? Oh gosh, sorry, Sierra. I know, and tonight's the night I was supposed to like not eat anything late, and I so want to go devour my kitchen right now. Like tuna with banana peppers, jalapenos, extra onion, salt. That sounds good, Q.
I'll do black
Except
olives.
the black onions have to be like sulfite free for me. I mean black olives. Same thing with the peppers, if the jalapenos, olives and mushrooms. Yeah, I loved olives growing up from Thanksgiving. That's how I learned to love olives because they were like a play food while everybody was getting ready or the adults were talking, sticking olives on my fingers and popping them off.
We're doing that too. Yeah.
Yeah, because it was either you eat the olives or the celery was kind of like you put it for some reason that was always like on the table before the rest of the food.
Mm-hmm. Always.
Christmas time and we could like have chips. Like mom would make a chip and dip thing. She would do like a clam. It was like a clam cream cheese based dip. It was so good. I think it might have had maybe that Lipton onion in it. I'm not sure. I think it might have.
Yeah.
But then she switched to like doing it fresh. That was good. I miss that. The garlic powder sets off the umami. Ooh. Yeah, I like olives on my pizza. So many good
It's going to
stuff.
give us a play-by-play now.
Yeah, the umami foods are good gut stuff. I just reintroduced it was the organic mushrooms. Portobello. I couldn't think of that. Portobello, the little ones. I did okay with them. Because that's another thing too. This place was loaded with mold and I mean, I got hit 10 different ways from Sunday with different things that might have led to where I'm at.
Uh-oh.
Pulls out cast iron. Too funny.
So I said he's going to give us a play-by-play now.
Yeah, I used to be able to do the black olives by the can too, Q. Bob, what was one of your favorite meals growing up?
Favorite meals?
Yeah. Or even favorite foods like that your mom would make.
We always we grew our own our potatoes and our own green beans. And I like just mashed potatoes with a butter on them. And then I'd take the green beans and mix them in with the mashed potatoes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man.
I remember doing that with peas. We would do that with peas.
I love fresh green beans and potatoes with the bacon in there. And the longer they cook, the better they taste.
Yeah, I like them roasted like that. Yeah. They're good. I agree. I like that. I like the red potatoes roasted with the green beans. Sometimes a little onion I'll throw in there too, and you can make it with just about any meat, like as a side dish. I like it with broiled salmon. It's good with broiled salmon as a side, or even just cutting up like a fresh or a good kibasi and roll like just a one dish meal and roasting that whole thing together. Yeah, I miss the fresh stuff coming out of my dad's garden. We would have the tomatoes and the corn. Dad would grow that in Virginia. In California, he couldn't. I don't think he grew it there because the soil was so different there. He had just planted fruit trees there and we moved here. And he planted a lot of them because I have his notebook. And then here he just completely gave up vegetable gardening. So I don't think I had like Until I grew them myself, I haven't had garden fresh tomatoes. Really, like a home garden. I just realized that those tiny little tomatoes are the first, like the first time I grew that type of tomato was the first time I had a out of the garden tomato since Dad. Wild. Oh, chicken parm. Shh, be quiet, P2E. Shh. Oh, now I want chicken parm. I have tater tots with actually
Stuffed
Alfredo sauce.
peppers. Oh my God.
My husband will not touch them. He was forced to eat them when he was younger. He hates the smell of them now.
Stuffed peppers?
He hates the smell of peppers cooking. Yeah. So yeah, definitely not
Oh
stuffed
God.
peppers.
I
I
love
love.
peppers.
Yeah. I don't like green stuffed pepper. I would like a yellow or a red.
Yeah.
Veggie gardening floor is the hardest type of gardening. I agree how to garden. And my dad did back then too. He said, the hell with that. That's exactly what he said. He said, the hell with that, because I'm going to be constantly amending this stuff. Yeah, the curse of oh, speaking of South Florida Gardener, I got a new book by David the Good, and that's what it's for. Hold on, do I have to change it? It's called The South Florida Gardening Survival Guide by David the Good. It's got cute illustrations too. And with him, you never know if it's illustrated by Tom Sensible, which he's an artist, so it makes me wonder, did he sensibly hire himself? Like the iguana's kicking back. One's clever. That one, and then I got this for when I can actually, pay enough attention. Right now, my son and my daughter both need me, but my son, we're trying to set up his therapy again. But this one is Start a Home-Based Plant Nursery and Make Thousands in Your Spare Time. It's a little booklet by David the Good. So I got those. Those are my early birthday presents, which I can't wait to sit down and go through a little bit. Chocolate Bells Red. Nice, Carolyn. Those are the ones you're growing? Nice.
My favorite.
Yeah, what was your favorite? I'm sorry. What was your favorite
meal growing up, which will probably gross everybody out, was pork neck bones with sauerkraut and potatoes.
That don't gross me out. It's pork. We grew up actually eating pork chops with same thing, sauerkraut, potatoes. But of course, gravy too. Mom would make like a pork gravy for the potatoes. Oh, so good. So good. And yeah, I used to like that, the pork chops with the mashed potatoes and peas. And then like Bob said with the green beans, how he would mix it in with the mashed I'd do that
Actually,
with the peas.
It is German cashew.
Yeah, we have German in us too.
Yeah.
But I never got to try the pork neck. I bet my great-grandmother probably made it. Robert, bring me chocolate red clay. Right? Give me some of that red clay. Pepper slices with veggie
P2E, you want some good pork chops?
Be right back.
Grill them. But wait a couple weeks to do it, because you need a jar full of garlic, pour your honey in it, which a lot of people do this.
Yeah.
Because they take a teaspoon of that honey a day once it's done fermenting. And it's actually very good for your immune system. But it's also yummy to cook with.
Oh, I bet it would be.
You put that stuff on grilled pork chops, and oh my gosh, they're to die for. Same with chicken. It makes awesome chicken.
I keep forgetting, but I have some mango. It's a local company that makes it, like a mango salsa that I want to try on chicken. But it can't be chunky for my husband because the visual. So I'm going to put it in a blender and baste it on the chicken. And grill it.
That was honey and garlic.
Yeah, that's a really great honey infusion. Is the garlic.
Oh yeah,
I need to make that actually. I had
it's
bought some
yummy
honey to
and
do it.
it's good for you.
Yeah, I've seen people do that. I've seen people do the onion too. The chopping an onion and using that, like chopping it in half and actually pulling out the center of the onion and pouring the honey in it
Yeah.
and letting it kind of melt down and then taking that too for your throat.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's honey fermented garlic.
yep, honey fermented garlic. Yeah. Thank you, tofu. We weren't putting the fermented word in there. Yeah, I gotta look that up because I need to make some of that. I've been wanting to make it for, I don't know, months and months.
Yeah, it's good and
Yeah, Storms. We're so hungry.
it's awesome to cook with.
Oh, you're still hungry? Oh, sorry. Sorry, Storms. He's like, you're making me hungry and I just ate.
Storms, we are hungry.
Yeah. Well, it's 2:30. I'm probably going to end it as soon as. Oh, there he is. Bob's going to eat ice cream in front of us, so I'm probably going to end it here. I was going to end it anyway because it's almost 3 a.m.
Look at that.
Enjoy it, Bob. You deserve it. But thank you, everybody in the side chat, for making us all hungry and all the ideas and the exchanges of knowledge. But yeah, let me know maybe in the comments of this live if you come up with any other ideas for escaping the heat without air conditioning. Because we've got people
sitting at a local creek.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
You gotta be careful here doing that with the cotton mounts, but yeah.
Yeah.
That's a lot of places in the South. But anyway, have a really great night. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, panel. Miss Brenda. Thank you, Bob.
Thank you.
Look at
Thanks
just timed out.
Thank you for letting me yap.
No, I'm glad you came up. I'm so glad you did, actually. So everybody have a good night. I will see you hopefully next Friday.
Good night, everybody.